Sounds still sound far away, or no?
Yeah, you good, chill.
Okay.
Welcome to another episode of The Panel, which is brought to you by the guys over at PrizePicks. Salute to them. Download the app and use promo code PANEL if you haven't yet. Mars, these NBA players will make the NBA will make the Hall of Fame, and we will get down to the bottom of this whole thing. And we have a special guest coming on that has been nominated for the Hall of Fame. So this should be a very interesting episode. I know there was good games last night. We'll get to those games last night. It's also some other drama and whatnot surrounding the league. So we'll get to that. But first, we must acknowledge the players in the league that we have on our hands that may be Hall of Famers. So I'm gonna leave the floor to you guys. Whoever wants to kick it off.
Debo, Hall of Fame. Debo's coming. Hall of Fame.
No, not Hall of Fame. First ballot. He's a first ballot.
That's my first nomination. Debo's coming.
Mm-hmm. He's a first ballot Hall of Famer. Over 25,000 points. I think where's he at? 20,000 points. Been an all pro throughout the course of his career. Made the all pro team a couple times. 3-time all pro. I think he made the all-star team 5 times. 6 times. Over 20,000. Over 20,000 points. Yes, I think DeMar DeRozan is a first ballot Hall of Famer.
Likely to mess around and get a ring this year too.
Watch out! Is he getting traded, Ox, or is he going to stay with Sacramento?
I don't think we'll trade him.
Okay. I will say on a quick side note, Ox. I mean, we come up here and we criticize these guys a lot. I feel for Bam because if I got to fight with that damn Sabonis all night, man, I might need a couple of days off after that. Fighting with him all night. I'm watching this game, Ox, and I'm like, yo, if I got to fight with that dude all night, I need a couple of days off after that, yo. I do.
He doesn't
fight
stop
with him. He just doesn't. He just doesn't. He'll keep coming after you. He's gonna stay on the glass, relentless. But anyway, Ron, we'll get to.
Are we gonna talk about like the obvious guys, Ron? Like obviously like LeBron, KD, and Steph, or
yeah. Well, we could kind of just get them out the way with. We all know LeBron's gonna be a Hall of Famer. We all know Steph Curry will be a Hall of Famer, and we all know that Kawhi Leonard will be a Hall of Famer.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So we know the obvious guys.
Mm-hmm.
James Harden.
Yes.
Chris Paul, Russell Westbrook,
Kyrie Irving, Damian Lillard,
Klay Thompson, Draymond Green.
Mm-hmm.
Is there now? I'm not saying that I don't think so, but is there any question to Kyrie at all?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, cool. I'm with that. Obviously, Al Horford, first ballot.
See, that's the thing about Al Horford, because I know how you feel about him, Ox, but if we're gonna be honest. I mean, it is the Basketball Hall of Fame. It's not the NBA Hall of Fame. It's the Basketball Hall of Fame. That's what this is about. This isn't about what you did as a pro basketball player. This is about throughout the course of your basketball career. And if I think about what Al Horford has done, I think he made the All-Star team. And we'll just talk about his NBA career first.
Okay.
And in the NBA, I think he's an all-league defender. I think he made the all-league defensive team. So he was elite on the defensive end. He made the All-Star team 6 times. Like nobody's talking about that with Al Horford. He made the All-Star team 5 or 6 times. Won an NBA championship. Now, where is he in terms of in terms of stats? I mean, he's a 13 a game guy. Longevity matters when you're talking about being a Hall of Famer. But then you move over to, I mean, he was a starter on that Florida team that won the national championship 2 years in a row. He was all SEC when he played at the University of Florida. I think he's in the top 10 all time at the University of Florida in rebounds and points. So Al Horford may be a Hall of Famer. He may very well be a Hall of Famer.
I don't think there's any question to if he is or isn't a Hall of Famer. I think it's just that I say he's first ballot that people disagree with.
That's where it might get tricky.
There should be no question whether or not he's a Hall of Famer. Though. Like the resume you just read off to us. That's
pristine. I won't argue that. But when I think about Al Horford, I'm thinking about guys like that, like Horace Grant, like AC. I mean, Horace Grant was second team All-American. I mean, he was first team All-American when he came out of college at Clemson. Mm-hmm. Clemson does not produce All-American power forwards. Horace Grant was. He was first team All ACC when he was at Clemson. And on top of that, on that NBA championship Chicago Bulls team, plus I think if I'm not mistaken, Horace Grant made the All-League defensive team like 3 or 4 times, something like that. Made the All-Star team also. He's a 4-time NBA champion. He's not in the Hall of Fame. So does Al Horford get in before him? Was Al Horford better than Horace Grant?
I can't not put Al Horford in there just because somebody slighted Horace Grant. Like if Horace Grant deserves to be in the Hall of Fame, get that man in the Hall of Fame. But Al Horford 100% has the resume to be in the Hall of Fame, if you ask me.
So your logic, Ox, is I ain't saying that Horace Grant shouldn't be a Hall of Famer. Al Horford should be. That's right. Where you are with.
Right, exactly.
And where I'm at with it is if Al Horford is getting in the Hall of Fame, I'm not sure if he should get in the Hall of Fame before Horace Grant. That's what I'm thinking.
Okay.
Kyle Lowry a Hall of Famer?
Who?
Is Kyle Lowry a Hall of Famer?
Yes.
That's a good one, Mars.
Yeah, that's a real good one, Mars.
If you think about and Kyle Lowry, if you think about the Hall of Famers, Mars, Kyle Lowry, I mean, he ended up being he ended up in Toronto for what, 7-8 years, something like that. I mean, he bounced around for a little bit. He was in Houston for a couple of minutes, and then he was in Memphis for a couple of minutes. Then he ended up finding a home in Toronto. And in the time he was in Toronto, he made all. I think he's got a similar resume to Tim Hardaway. Only except he's got an NBA championship. Now in college, I mean, Tim Hardaway was a little bit different. And Kyle Lowry, I think he did make the All Big East team when he was at Villanova. But if I think about his entire resume, I think he did make the All-League. I think he made the All Big East team once, maybe twice. But never made the All-Pro team. He's got an Olympic gold medal.
He got one.
He's got
one. He was All NBA 15-16.
Okay, so he did make the All-Pro team.
Third team All NBA, but he snuck on one.
so he made the All-Pro team. I think he made the All-Star team like 5 or 6 times, something like that.
6-time All-Star.
6-time All-Star, made the All-Pro team, won an NBA championship. I think he was All Big East when he was at Villanova. I think he's one of their best distributors of all time at Villanova. I think he's in the top 10 all time in Villanova in assists, if I'm not mistaken. So if I think about Kyle Lowry as a Hall of Famer, yeah. Now, a lot of people will tell you, Ox, that Hall of Fame, it's easy to get into the Hall of Fame. Can we have this logic already? Can we kill it? Mars, just so you know, I believe over 6,000 players have played in the NBA since 48, because the NBA didn't start in 47. That was the BAA. I'm talking about the NBA. So in the last almost over 75 years, there's only 188 guys in the Hall of Fame. Over 6,000 players have played in the NBA. It's only 188. That's not easy. It's not easy to get into the Hall of Fame. As a basketball player who played in the NBA, it's not that simple. So, I mean, I'm just tired of hearing that it's easy to get into the NBA when less than 10% of the guys who played in the NBA are in the Hall of Fame.
Right. I don't think it seems easy at all. These guys that we've named already have all had very amazing careers.
Sure.
What about Mike Conley?
Hey, and Ox, hold on. But before we answer this, and actually, this is perfect because we just talked about Kyle Lowry. Now we're talking about Mike Conley. How much does your extent playing in the league play a part in you going in the Hall of Fame?
Longevity?
Yeah, basically. If you play 21 years, but chill, let's say you was only an All-Star 3 times. You didn't make any All-NBA teams, but you had a couple deep playoff runs. A guy like Derek Fisher, for instance, but maybe just a little bit better.
Derek Fisher. I think Derek Fisher should be a Hall of Famer though.
You think so?
100% I do. Derek Fisher put in work for those rings. Of course, a lot of people want to make it seem like he got carried to those rings, but Derek Fisher put in work for every single ring he got. I don't know, but if you go off the longevity, it's kind of like how many of those years were you relevant and how much work did you put into those? How far we making playoff runs? I mean, y'all also got to remember. You got to remember how good Mike Conley was at Ohio. You know what I'm saying?
He played one season.
He was only, I was about to say, right. He was only there for a year.
But he was amazing at Ohio. He was arguably the best. Yeah, he was arguably the best point guard in the nation. You know what I'm saying? And then I don't know if high school counts for anything, but Mike Conley was, you know what I'm saying? He was him in those days.
Storied high school player for sure.
Right. So I mean,
you remember the Mike Conley stories?
Yes, I remember the Mike Conley stories. Yes, I do.
Well, you got to remember too, Ox, where he comes from too. I mean, he comes from. My father was an Olympian, so he comes from elite genes. So that I think that matters also.
Yeah. So I don't know. I'm asking y'all because I'm not sure if Mike Conley's a Hall of Famer.
I don't think so. No,
You don't think so, Chill?
Well, Ron, you just brought up longevity. I mean, can't we say the same thing about? I mean, Vince Carter played 22 years. In the 22 years Vince Carter played, he only made the All-Pro team twice. Now, if we're going to talk about his entire career, I mean, he got his jersey retired at the University of North Carolina. He made the All-American team. He was All-ACC, I think, 2 of the 3 years that he played there. So he had a big-time college career, played in the Final Four, got to the NBA, had a stellar career in the NBA. He played, 22 years, made the All-Pro team twice. I mean, I'm in the minority. I don't think that's elite. Making an All-Pro team once every 10 years, that's not elite to me. That's a good.
Are you talking about Mike Conley?
No, I'm talking about Vince Carter.
Oh, okay.
But you got to remember, though, Chill, look who he was in the league with, though. Kobe, Paul Pierce, dudes like that. It was it's hard to get in that
and that's why we talk dudes like we talk about them, and we don't talk about Vince Carter like that. That's why. That's why we talk about Bryant the way we talk about him. That's why we talk about Paul Pierce and Ray Allen. That's why we talk about them dudes like we talk about them, and we don't talk about Vince Carter like that.
I want to ask y'all this, with all due respect to Dollar, because got big love for Dollar, but has he had a better career than Mike Conley? That's a good serious question.
Define better career, because I don't see how this is a question.
Yes.
Okay, no, it's just a question.
Sure.
Yeah, but like when you think that that's a question, like what are you? I'm
just asking the question, boys. I just want to talk.
No, but like if I ask, has Kevin Love had a better career than LeBron? Like I must.
That's
be
not the
thinking
same
Kevin
thing
Love
at all.
Yeah, I don't know if that's quite the same.
I'm just asking, like when you think that, asking if Mike Conley has had a better career than Dame. No, has Dame had a better career than Mike Conley? You must be thinking about something that Mike Conley has done that leads you to asking that question.
Like,
okay,
to this point, Ox, why is Mike Conley in? Why is Mike Conley?
What compels you to think that that's a valid question?
Well, since we're talking about full careers, right? Sure. Full careers. I'm putting in Ohio State.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm matching that with because Dame did 3 at Weber.
Yeah.
Think so, yeah.
So Ohio State and Weber. I'm talking about when Dame was, and Dame was dope in high school, but he wasn't. You know what I'm saying? Like Mike Conley level.
Okay, if you put college, even though Dame was the boy at Weber State, if you put college and high school together,
we're talking about the Hall of Fame, so we got to, right? Because with all due respect to Dame, because like I said, he was nice in high school, but in Oakland at the time, it was Will Cherry. That was Will Cherry City. There wasn't Dame Lillard. You know what I'm saying? And so that's all I'm saying. And then we talk about in the league, Dame don't got no rings. You know what I'm saying? Dame, you know what I mean? He don't got no championships.
Mike don't either.
Right, and that's exactly, Mars. I'm just saying, like,
Ox, I think it would have been more of a valid question if you would have asked Kyle Lowry. Then we would have been able to get into the rings and going deep into the playoffs and stuff, being number 1 in the conference.
You know,
but
I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna lie to you.
You guys know Dame is on the NBA top 75, right? Like,
he's
guaranteed to make
one more time, Mars. I don't think they heard you in the back.
We understand that. Like, he was voted,
but he shouldn't be though, Mars. He shouldn't.
That's fine, but he is.
Why not?
Okay, but look. I want to what you said though, Ron. I think Mike Conley's better than Kyle Lowry.
Ooh.
I'm not mad at that.
I don't agree.
It's just Kyle Lowry. He got that ring.
If it wasn't for OJ Mayo, Mike Conley might have got 1 or 2. Just saying.
Mike Conley was always in the West too, so it was just kind of like that Memphis team is good, but Sean.
I think that's a closer conversation, somewhat between. But I still think it's Kyle Lowry. But I think that's
sure. You think you got Mike Conley over? I mean, you got Kyle Lowry over Mike Conley too. I'm not even talking about just career. I'm talking about who was better, like not just who was a better basketball player. I think Mike Conley was better.
I got Mike Conley too.
Yeah, I think Mike Conley was better than Kyle Lowry.
Interesting.
Based on what? Because
just because I can't just go based on all IQ because I think Kyle Lowry was a very smart basketball player, but I think Mike Conley's was a better. he was better at actually playing basketball than Kyle Lowry.
So
you know what I'm saying? Like
better basketball.
Yeah, like what he was bringing to the table, like Mike, because Kyle Lowry got those little attributes. Like I always liked how Kyle Lowry would get one of those like get a charge at a different time and stuff like that. It'd be like, damn, okay, you really impacting the game. But I think Mike Conley was just all around better on offense. I think Kyle Lowry might have had a better jump shot. Other than that, I think Kyle Lowry was better at everything else. I think Kyle Lowry was better facilitating the ball.
You think he's a better passer than Kyle Lowry?
Oh yeah, for sure. Ooh,
okay.
I think Kyle Lowry. I think Mike Conley was a much better floor general. And you know what too? I'm not saying he was a better defender, but he was good. Mike Conley was a really good defender.
We can have the conversation about him being a better defender than Kyle Lowry.
Well, because Kyle Lowry just did certain things on the defensive end that would just be like, wow, he's making big plays on the defensive end.
Sure.
All around, Mike Conley was sitting down. I think Mike Conley, especially like in his prime was as close to a lockdown defender as you could be for his size at his position.
Yeah, Mike Conley was giving you 2 steals a game for like 3 straight seasons.
That's what I was about to say. I mean, I wasn't even talking about the steals more than how busy Mike Conley's hands were. I think he was a better athlete than Kyle Lowry. I'll give you that. Right. I think he was better on the ball just because of how busy his hands were. I think he was better on the ball. I think Kyle Lowry was better at beating guys to spots. I think Kyle Lowry's anticipation was a lot better, which would explain why he took as many charges as he did. I think he was better off the ball. I think he was, in terms of his IQ, I don't think that there was a lot of separation, but I do think that Kyle Lowry was a better floor general on defense. He was balking out more plays to guys. I think he was better in transition than Mike Conley was, and I think he was a little bit more switchable than Mike Conley was, considering. I think he was more switchable considering because he was a little bit heftier than Mike Conley. But overall, as a lead guard, I think Kyle Lowry was better because I feel like on the biggest stages, he showed that he could play at that level. And in addition to him being able to play at that level, his ability to distribute and get guys involved, and as a scorer and a willing shooter, I'd give the edge to Kyle Lowry. And I don't think it's a huge gap, but I do think there's a gap between both Kyle Lowry and Mike Conley.
I just want to say, like, for people that are talking about, I like mid players, which I've been known to like some mid players. Mike Conley is not a mid player, bro. Like Mike Conley is not mid at all.
I'm sick of this.
Right quick. Well, and we'll get back around to whether players are mid or whether Ox likes mid players or whatever the case may be. But
Mike Conley ain't mid though, bro.
It's funny that we are talking about Hall of Famers and what it takes to get into the Hall of Fame.
Sure.
And these players right now that are playing, and we'll get into some other players too that potentially should get into the Hall of Fame, but they haven't got in there yet, like Ray Jean, Amari Stoudemire, Blake Griffin. We'll get into some of those guys too. But we personally have a guy that I'm about to bring up right now, and you guys know him very well, who actually knows what it takes to get into the Hall of Fame. So I want to hear what he has to say about these different guys' odds of getting into the Hall of Fame, how he got a nomination into the Hall of Fame, and what it takes to get to that level.
Hey.
Trey, what's good with you?
What's up, fellas?
How you living today?
What's the word?
Long time no see.
Another day in the office.
My man called me outside, so I had to come outside. So he called me outside, so I had to come outside.
What's going on, man? We got the Hall of Fame episode going.
Yeah,
Trey Bag, what up, brother?
I'm all right, man. How y'all doing?
All right.
Cool.
Can't complain.
Yeah, man. I'm blessed out here, man. You know, I'm in the heavens right now. You know, I'm in there with the best of the best.
Basketball heavens?
Man, I'm in the heavens. I'm in there with the Redeem team.
They're getting nominated this year?
Yep. So that's Kobe, that's Bron, that's Melo, that's everybody.
Right.
Yeah. So Trey, let's dive right into it.
Yeah.
Let's address the elephant in the room. First off, congratulations.
Thank you.
Like this is major. But when did you receive the nomination?
2 weeks ago. Yeah, I already knew more or less that I was going to be in there, but they made the official announcement 2 weeks ago on the Hoops Hall of Fame website, on the Naismith website. So they got everybody in there. Sue Bird, you know what I'm saying? Like everybody, Carmelo, They got the 2008 Olympic team. I'm just proud to be looked at as one of the greats out here, you know.
Word.
So I'm very proud of that.
Trey, what goes into being a Hall of Famer in your estimation? If you had to sum up what a Hall of Famer is, what do you think a Hall of Famer is?
Well, I'm in a specific category. I'm in a contributor category.
Sure.
But you got the players, you got the coaches, and you got contributors.
Mm-hmm.
And let's say, as for my specific example, I probably done helped hundreds of thousands of kids around the world, man. You know, I done brought philanthropy to basketball, community service.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? My video game is going nuts in the app store, so entrepreneurship. My merch is going crazy.
What's the video game?
Just
right quick. What's the video game called?
It's called Old Man Dalton.
Okay.
You know, on his debut, I got 4 games in his debut. The first one, all of them been in the top 10, but Old Man Dalton 2 was #1 in the world for about 3-4 weeks.
So Trey,
imagine,
that's a big deal. So
Yeah,
Trey,
yeah.
being a contributor, you know, where did that start? I mean, because as a player, I know what kind of player you were, right? So where did the contributing factor in with that?
So I never was gonna catch up to Mike. I never was gonna catch up to Kobe as a player.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? So with my training and what I do around the world, I start giving back to communities and stuff like that, doing big community efforts. And I want to say I'm somewhat of a diplomat. So I do a lot of projects with the United States government.
Mm-hmm.
Like I got a reference letter from Homeland Security and all. Like, you know what I'm saying? So let's say every time when I train the Estonia national team, I was up there on the border between Russia and Estonia, and I was like doing basketball camps for like Russian communities right before, you know, that war popped off.
Right.
With Russia and Ukraine, you know what I'm saying? So I was like doing peace talks.
Sure.
Or like, let's say stuff that's going on in Israel and Palestine, or even South Sudan communities out in Australia and stuff like that. Homelessness out in Panama. So every time I either work with an Olympic committee, I always hit up the embassies in the area, or I just do it myself. And we do like giant peace projects. And I'm somewhat of a prodigy. Like I'm the youngest in my category, probably by like 20 years.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So just to be in that space, you know.
So you bring basketball. So essentially what you're doing is you're bringing all of this together through basketball.
Right.
Okay.
Right. So
and how has that affected you? Because, you know, we're seeing all of these war-torn countries and seeing these people who are in the position that they're in, considering what they do to bring basketball into that. I mean, how has that affected you?
Well, I grew up in Michigan, man. So I wasn't like, when it comes to like problems and stuff like that, it ain't no problem for me to walk in and talk to people like that. Like, it ain't never a situation where, because I've been in Israel and I done seen missiles flying in the air, you know, or I done seen like different violence or just a major level of homelessness and poverty and stuff like that. But for me, basketball is a universal language. So it was easy for me to go in and it's easy for me to go talk to communities, give shoes. Like, I got a whole pile of shoes and just to give back to kids and do free camps for them, because it's like a once in a lifetime opportunity for a lot of these people, you know, and they never expected anybody like me to come around and show love like that. Like, I did a project in Panama. I took some NBA players, EuroLeague players, took them out in the jungle, 300 kids, and these kids looking up like they can't believe it, you know. And those are the type of projects that I do with the Process Basketball in my company. You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
Shout out the Process for real.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, man, that's amazing.
Yeah.
That's
So
amazing.
when is everything?
So they make the final announcements in February, because I got to go to I got to go to Paris for NBA Paris, because, you know, I'm the NBA director of this basketball school in Portugal and all that. Yeah. So I got to do NBA Paris, and then right after that in February, like February 14th, they make the announcement of the people who actually get inducted. I'm not sure that I'm gonna do it because I'm so young, but they trying to be super progressive this year, and I'm killing it. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, with the video game, imagine, you know, people like me, people who look like us, entering them tech spaces and being #1. First of all, that's nuts by itself, you know. And my comic book going crazy too. So that deals with literacy in school, you know, trying to get it in schools and stuff like that. So then after that, during March Madness, they make the announcement of who end up getting inducted, and then they have the awards in September. So I'm gonna keep it a buck. Like, if I get it, I would love for y'all to come.
Yeah. That would be
Definitely. Well, yeah, definitely. Me, Mars, and Chill would definitely come. Ox don't know how to act in those type of environments.
He'll
dress nice, but he don't know how to act. So
we gotta relax. And if we do bring him, we gotta talk to Ox first. Like we can't just.
That's crazy. That's crazy. Because see, Chill. The thing is, Trey know that's not a fact. He know when I pull up, I'm a professional from the
yeah.
Hey, Chill. We gonna have to have that talk in the hotel room before we leave the hotel room. Ox, stay off the.
Yeah.
No, what? I don't mess around no more. You know that.
Trey, on another note, Trey, when you in this sort of stuff, right? When you're in it, it's very much like being a player. Like when you playing, you find out, I had 38. Like you ain't thinking you had 38. You just rocking. Right. So the same logic goes to when as an ambassador, as a diplomat, you're not really thinking about the awards that come with it. You just helping people, right? So with that being said, when you find out, you may possibly be inducted into the Basketball Hall of Fame as a contributor. What is that conversation like?
Man, you got to think about it though. This is like winning a Grammy. So this like winning the Oscars. Like it's probably like 20 awards on this planet that you can get, and the Naismith is one of those.
Sure.
So even to be nominated for this, it's just like, especially at my age, it's like, whoa. I know I'm an old man and I play around with that, but like everybody else, especially in my category, they're in their 60s and 70s. So when you having those conversations, people like, you really doing your thing out here in every category though. It ain't just basketball, because I'm already one of the top trainers in the world. We know that, you know what I'm saying? Especially with the Olympic players that I work with and stuff like that. But when you enter in them tech spaces, you enter in them fashion spaces, I did New York Fashion Week. You know what I'm saying? I ain't no model, I did, with the comic book, the literature spaces, and most importantly, the philanthropy spaces. Like people start to see you as, like, for me, I ain't gonna say this is light, but this is one step to the next. I'm going after a Nobel Peace Prize after this.
See, that's what I want. That's why I just wanted to ask you though, Trey, because I really felt when you said that basketball is a universal language. Like there is basketball don't speak no language but basketball. So is there any places on the globe that you haven't touched yet that you plan on making an impact?
I got to start hitting up the eastern part of the world, Asia. Like pretty soon, I'm gonna start going to I already did Australia, but I need to hit those Indonesias, the Vietnams, the Chinas, Japan, Korea. I need that because I only did Europe. I dominated Europe. I mean, I did my thing in Europe. I don't want to sound, y'all know I'm arrogant as hell, but I don't want to sound too arrogant.
You can say it. You kicked ass.
I did my thing in Europe. I did my thing in Central and South America. I'm about to do, come down to Mexico with y'all next time y'all go out there. I got gun violence programs here in the States, in Michigan, where I'm from, Grand Rapids, and I do stuff in Detroit. And I need that Asia. Like I need to really bridge that gap. And I'm gonna be on some Lex Luthor shit. Like I'm gonna take over the world with this. And it's just people see, especially being a black man, being a dreadhead. My man's cut off his dreads though. I don't know what's going on over there. But Ox still remains, so I appreciate that.
Oh yeah, ain't going nowhere.
No, but being somebody who look like us and being in the platforms and being respected, coming with professionalism and stuff like that, I think it's just an honor. Like I'm humble with that one. Like I'm blessed.
Yeah, definitely. And then when how you said that, you got the political connections and stuff. Haven't talked to you in a minute, but want to appreciate you again for inviting us out to that tournament, man.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? That was dope. That was dope.
Listen, man, I love everything y'all doing. Like, I think these are platforms that people need, to really speak their voice with basketball and stuff like that. And y'all give me a space to talk my little shit, We got a project coming up in Greece, off of Greece Island, a Greek island where it's a lot of Syrian refugees and stuff like that. And it's a program, Humanity Crew, and Oprah and Prince Harry are part of that. They was out there a couple years ago, and I'm gonna continue on with stuff like that, doing basketball. So I'm able to just touch every community and everybody and just make it about peace. It ain't no bias, it ain't no political. It's just promoting peace through the sport of basketball and able to really give back. It don't matter it don't matter what you are, it don't matter what your background is, it don't matter what your preferences is. I'm just happy to be a part of stuff like that, and just to be, in the heavens, and
absolutely.
Stuff Trey, like that is major. It's major because life is bigger than basketball. But life is bigger than basketball.
Oh yeah.
But basketball's bigger than life.
Right.
If you pick it up what I'm putting down.
Right.
Basketball is, to a lot of people, basketball is everything.
Right.
And that's the only way you can resonate with them.
Right.
Basketball is a path that you could take to basically touch the kids, the youth, the community. If it wasn't for basketball, it would be hard for us to resonate with a lot of different communities. Our communities, how would we be able to touch the little kids if it wasn't for basketball?
Right. Right.
Which I think is interesting too, Trey, because you just
relax, Mars.
Mars,
that was a bar, by the way. But go ahead, Chill.
It's interesting too, Trey, that you talk about promoting, because we live in we're on YouTube right now, and we live in the social media network where everything is instant and everything is right now. And I feel like there are more people who care about telling other people that I made them a star instead of showing the world that this person is a star. And I feel like you are more of that. I feel like you're more of you are a star and I want to show the world that you're a star, not I made you a star.
Right. Well, for me, in terms of in the sport of basketball, I'm Hermes. Hermes ain't got to advertise. St. Laurent ain't got to advertise. Like, I don't even need social media for real. Like, when I put my social media stuff, it's just like little silly shit with me getting buckets on people and stuff like that. But in terms of like what I actually do, it's little shit.
Trey, the one you posted, I think it was yesterday or 2 days ago. Actually,
when we drop, look,
I'm about to play that. I'm about to play that. Oh yeah, you about to or you did?
Yeah.
And Trey embarrassed somebody.
Kind of like he was embarrassing you that day we was at the court. He was busting your ass, Ron. Let's put that out there.
Hey, I was letting everybody else have it too. I went back and looked at the footage. Y'all trying to make it seem like I wasn't getting busy.
You was doing your thing. But what about the shooting contest? We ain't put that up when I hit
that was not
one-hand shots.
I can't account for that. I know I was getting busy in the shooting contest too. That's all I know. I won a contest or two.
You did.
Yo, no, Jordan, what's good, Jordan?
What up? Y'all can hear me?
Yeah. Yo, Jordan, it's my man Trey right above you. Trey, this is Jordan right below you. Y'all both
what up?
Do similar things. Trey, Jordan's a trainer. Jordan, as you heard, Trey, he's a trainer as well. Okay. Basketball philanthropist, does a lot of things in the space.
Yeah, he's just gonna make the Hall of Fame for what he does. So like,
you ain't got to do my man like that.
Shout out,
but other than that, you guys are basically the same. Yeah.
You ain't got to do it.
Shout out to him. I mean, hopefully I live long enough to get to his status. You know how they go.
Yeah.
Ain't no issues. I ain't rushing. I accomplished a lot in a short amount of time. So I still keep going.
Yeah. Mars, you always trying to start some shit.
Yeah.
No, I was just on the trade. I'm just.
Nah, listen. I believe that shit. Like, y'all know me. I know I'm the best.
There you go. See?
Yeah. He said he ain't even know. Especially in my lane, like y'all know what time it is. But
what area you doing in? Where area you training?
In France, majority of the time.
Oh, in France. Okay.
Yeah. I work with some of the French national team players all throughout Europe. I'm partnered up with a facility in the French Riviera, like 20 minutes away from the beach. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm living a blessed life. Like I'm out here.
How long you been doing it in France?
Let's say my company is considered one of the biggest training companies in the world. So I've been doing it for about 8 years.
Okay.
Yeah. And it took time. Like, away from my arrogant bullshit talk, it just took time. Like, it took a lot of perseverance. It took a lot of hard work. I work with a lot of national teams throughout the world. I'm basically responsible for that one-on-one culture, especially with the Europeans, and bringing it to the United States. Because I used to be a one-on-one GOD. So, I went when I played overseas, for my little stint, people like what I do. And I did coaching clinics with Chu Mateo from Real Madrid, the Swiss national, everything you could think of. You know what I'm saying? I was out there for the Olympics the whole nine. And now I'm the technical director for the NBA basketball school in Portugal. And the NBA, they use my curriculum. I ain't even got to be there. So,
that's good.
Yeah. So they just use my face. They use my likeness. So, not to brag, but to brag, I'm him. Like,
Hey, talk your talk. How you going to talk?
Yeah, you have to. Listen, you have to. And I'm not saying that to stun on nobody, but you have to. How many people like us don't get them? We look at like we don't get them platforms to really talk our shit. We don't get those opportunities to say who we are and what we believe in. And I do it so I can have brothers like you when it's your time to be like, yeah, shit, like I'm out here. People need to hear that.
That's a fact. That's kind of what I don't talk like that on camera, but off the camera I do now.
No, you got to do it on camera. You got shit. You got to. You have to.
It's a little bit harder because I deal with a lot of kids. I mean, I deal with a couple of pro athletes too, but a lot of the kids I kind of, straighten it up on. But, we had them talks in real life, where I kind of tell them the truth. That's what I base my training off of. I always tell the truth. Right. Whether you're going to be good, whether you're going to, be trash, I got to tell you the truth so you know where you're going. But
Jordan, it's too many lies being spewed to these kids, though. It really more so it's the good ones. It's the
tell me about
4-star, 5-star recruits. Oh, you about to be this, you about to be this.
Right.
I'll give you this, I'll give you that. And you just pumping these kids' heads up, and some of them are that good. Some of them are not that good. And this is always my thing. Like, it's hard to tell just how good a player is going to be when you're playing against 16, 17, and 18-year-olds, and you're bigger, stronger, and faster than them.
Right.
You don't have no skill.
We're not going to know how good you're going to be until either you go to you go and play in the SEC, ACC, Big Ten, something like that, and then we can start kind of gauging it. But even then, we're not gonna know how good you're gonna be till you get into the league. If you get into the league, because a lot of them go to college and they don't even make it to the next level because they just weren't they weren't built for this. You got to be built a certain way to practice every day, 100%, train every day, and still do everything you got to do off the court, and still maintain a good personal life and all of that. You got to be built different. But then you still not gonna know how good you are until you get into the league. How many dudes do we see go number 1 overall?
Yeah, it ain't even about
number one overall prospect.
And it ain't even about necessarily getting to the league too, because they got the Euro League is tough to play in. You know what I mean? Like playing in Europe is not no easy thing. So it ain't about just getting to the league. That's you in a small percent. Obviously, that would be your goal, but we don't know how good you are if you can make it to Europe and you don't get no time. You know what I mean? Like you sit down a lot of time.
Same thing applies over there. I would say it's even harder to crack the lineup over there than it is over there.
100%, because there's no politics in Europe unless it's time for them to pay you like a certain amount. Like, well, we can wait and then get this guy. But one thing about Europe is true. Like, they're not gonna sugarcoat it. You got to show them, and once you show them, you're gonna be all right. But you got to show them first. And that's how it goes. So it's like a lot of these players are used to somebody rolling out the red carpet for them. And then by the time they get to the NBA or Europe, when that red carpet ain't red no more, they don't know what to do. They panic. And everybody, every fan think, oh, well, why don't you just go play in Europe? Man, that shit is hard as hell. It's not that simple. Like, number one, they don't really respect the NBA game to that such. Like, they want you to get European experience. Like, you lucky if they let you come from the NBA straight to the EuroLeague. Like, you lucky. Like, usually you got to go get European experience, and then now you come up, okay, now we'll take it. Because they did my homeboy like that for sure. 5 years in the NBA, told him he couldn't play in the Euro Cup. He went out there, averaged 22 a game. Then all of a sudden, okay, now come play in the EuroLeague. Like, that's how it is. They don't respect that. So a lot of times, these high school players, especially when you train them, bro, like, when you try to tell them the truth, some of them take it. A lot of them, I'll be honest, a lot of them take it. A lot of them is okay with taking the criticism and, they want to get better. I would say the best players genuinely want to get better. The ones that's pretending to be the best players, they don't want to hear nothing.
So here's the thing. That's why I say you need to sometimes talk your shit. It's because now we in the stage of basketball where kids getting NIL in the 8th grade.
Yeah.
So that creates an ego.
Insane, chill.
Yeah, that's crazy work.
It creates an ego. And at the end of the day, I'm not saying like I'm not the best. I'm the best in my category. I'm not gonna say I'm the best trainer in the world. I'm a specialist. So because you got
what you specialize in?
Moments and scoring, but a certain way that makes sense. I'm one of the few again who can communicate this isolation basketball with European coaches, and it just works. Right. A lot of times when NBA coaches or trainers go to Europe, they try to create, like you said, a hierarchy, and they don't know how tough the Euro League, the Champions League, the Euro Cup. They don't understand how tough it really is. And I go over there and I do give a sense of humility to these coaches and players and stuff like that, so they can understand what it means when we say iso ball, what it means when we use our athleticism to get a bucket. At the end of the day, basketball is just putting the ball in the hole. It's this whole narrative that Europeans are smarter than Americans. That's not necessarily the case.
Right.
It's just a different style of basketball. But to go back to tell these kids, sometimes you do got to pop your shit because they need to know what time it is. Right. And I'm one of them coaches who prove it. Like, I have to play the Olympians or the NBA players or the EuroLeague players one-on-one. So don't get me wrong. I'm not making $8 million per contract, I'm doing all right. But to really prove it to somebody who getting money like that, sometimes you got to bust their ass. You have to. I've been undefeated in the ones for the last 14, 15 years.
You ain't checked me in the ones, though.
Ron, you don't want nothing to do with him, Ron.
We had an opportunity. We had an opportunity.
You don't want nothing
Trey
to
said
do
he
with
didn't want to
him,
do it.
No, that shit costs.
Stop, Ron.
It costs.
When a dude tell you, when a
I was
dude
ready to
tell
pay the
you
fee.
that I don't play for free, that's a professional, Ron.
Yeah, that shit costs.
Understand what you're dealing with.
I was willing to pay the fee. That's all
I
I'm
don't
saying.
play for free. That means I'm
I ain't even gonna do that to you. You ain't with
chill. See, now I'm not saying this ain't the case for Trey because I know Trey got it. But a lot of times when dudes say I don't play for free, they trying to duck a fade.
No, they're not. Let me tell you why they're not.
I've seen it, chill.
Because when the money comes up, when a dude like Trey says, "Yo, I don't play for free," all right, Trey, I got $1,000 right here. Trey lacing them up.
Like I said, I'm not talking about Trey. I'm not talking about.
I just threw a number.
That's light.
I'm not talking about Trey in particular. I'm just saying that a lot of times dudes say that so they can get out of it. You know what I mean? I've seen it too many times.
Other than some people in the league, the best one's resume in the world.
Can you? Are you willing to throw out some names? If not, it's all good.
No, it's cool. I know I popped a few national teams in my training sessions.
Yeah,
entire national teams, 6'9", 6'10", all the way down to the point guards. This is documented. It got to a point where I had to stop recording it because it was affecting people's careers.
Hey, it's your job to build me up. It's not your job to destroy me. You're gonna
so I had to stop recording. So I got a lot of who's who I can't name or won't say because it'll affect people's careers. But it is a tape out there of a league point guard, a league center, and let's say a Euro Cup champion.
What country?
No, I'm not gonna. I'll just let y'all do y'all Googles.
The league,
okay.
not a league. The league.
But it was in the country though.
All of them play in the Euro League.
Oh, okay.
Two of them play in the NBA.
Damn.
What team?
I'm not saying no more.
All right.
Yeah. We get king of the court, and I got them out of there.
Hey, you trying to send me that video? The one that you posted on your story because it's not on your page.
I got you. I'll send it to you.
All right, because that was hilarious.
It's in the reels. It's in the reels.
Which Trey, I wanted to ask you, Trey, as an ambassador. When you make the transition from player to trainer, I mean, it could be a little bit difficult because you've been playing for so long, and then now you move in and segue to being a trainer and playing against younger guys who are at that level and doing work. And there's a part of you that maybe thinks that I can probably still play. At what point did you recognize that what you were doing, okay, I can do this for a long time?
Well, I was playing in Australia when I was 32. That was almost 41 now. But and basically I had a kid, he played for the Chinese 3-on-3 national team. He was in Australia at the time. And he came up to me, he was like, "Man, I'll pay you $100 to train me." And I was 32. I was old. I already did my stint in Israel and whatever I was trying to do in France and stuff like that. And I was like, shit, I can make money off training, And while I was in Australia, everywhere I go, everywhere I play, always connect with the communities. Like I always do. Like when I was in Israel, I was doing the same. I was giving back to the community, especially in France. I was always giving back to the community.
What part of Israel you was in?
I was in Holon. I played in Holon. I had stints Holon. I lived there for 4 years. I lived in Haifa. I lived in the little kibbutz Hamat Rashafet.
I'm familiar with those places.
Yeah, in the north. But I didn't do the best out there. I was a practice player. I did.
It's hard in Europe.
It's hard.
Once again, how Jordan said, they don't give a damn about your resume.
No.
They don't. Unless you went to a Duke, North Carolina, something like that, one of them top tier schools, and you played 4 years there, you was all SEC, you got MVP and all of that. But even then, if you do that, more than likely you go into the league. So
I'm telling you, NBA
you're not gonna be on their radar anyways.
Rarely will you go from like 2-3 years in the NBA where you just play 2-3 years in the NBA and you have no EuroLeague experience and you're gonna drop out of the NBA and go play in Europe. I mean, go play in the EuroLeague. No, they're gonna send you to the bottom barrel to where you got to be probably the Euro Cup. if you lucky to make the Euro Cup, because they pay bread in the Euro Cup. Like
your ass might be in Champions League.
So your ass might be in the Champions League. So
which that's still a good league.
It's still a good league.
No, not.
It's still a good league, but it's not Euro Cup. It's not Euro League, and you coming from the NBA. Like I know a couple homies out there, like a couple ones that play in France right now. One of my homeboys, Daisy Rodriguez. You know who that is? He playing France.
I don't be remembering names for real.
Oh, okay. He playing France right now. But
you know a team? I know the teams.
I forgot. I had to look on Instagram. I don't know the team. I definitely forgot but I know he made the All-Star team out there. But
I know who you're talking about. He played for Nanterre.
Probably so. It's a team green and white.
It's green. Yeah. It's a couple. Yeah, I know who you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, but like he was in the NBA for a little bit too. No, he had to go play in Germany first, and then he go play. Hey, I'll tell you the truth. Go get you some shine in Germany first, and then you get a little bit of pub. Yeah. But it don't work like how people think it work, bro. Like, and he tough though.
Yeah. Like, so listen, when I was in college, I averaged the dub like in 20 minutes.
Yeah.
And I had to go through the whole semi-pro route. I was averaging 27, 28 in the semi-pros. And that, I'm older, so that's when it was the D League. And I was playing in the IBL, the ABA, all that stuff. And I didn't get my shot till I was 28 years old. So or 27. And that's because I won that King of the Rock, that one-on-one tournament. So yeah. So when I got to Israel, I was playing in the second league and I got cut. Yeah, so I stayed and I was just hooping at the park. And then Herzliya somebody from the team from Herzliya saw me hooping and they was like, man, come practice with us. And then it just rolled a little bit from there. I was just a practice player.
That's a crazy story being 28. I'm 28 right now. I consider my career over with. I don't even.
Yeah. Oh no. So you on your way. Like, well, I'm 41. So whatever I got going on, you're gonna be able to accomplish that 100-fold.
Yeah,
like, You see, I'm talking like this. I'm just old as hell. That's why. But right. Like, and I got lucky. Even when I played in Australia, listen, I was playing in the Summer Jam. That's one of the big street ball tournaments out there. I was cooking, and then somebody was like, "Here go a contract." Like I wasn't even thinking about playing basketball when I was in Australia. I was just enjoying it, like in Melbourne. So, and that was when I was 32, 33. And then I played like 10 games and I was like, I don't even want to do this.
Yeah. No, I hear that.
Yeah.
Sure.
So,
all right. So I'm about to play this reel right now so we can see it. And we're going to make a quick transition. But I want to come back and Trey, I want to mention everybody that's on the Naismith Basketball Hall of Fame class of 2025. Yeah. I want to talk about all the major names that are on the ballot because it is. I'm looking at it right now, and it's really some hitters on this list. So I want to let you guys know the company that Trey's in, and then we're gonna get back to the current players that potentially have action and also getting into the Hall of Fame in the future. We got a lot of guys, so I got all the probability of current players that could potentially get into the Hall of Fame. So I want to start at the top and work our way down until we finally get to somebody where it's like he's not making the Hall of Fame. But we'll figure that out. But as of right now, let me throw this on the screen. Trey, you should be on America's Most Wanted list for this.
Oh man, nah.
This is hilarious, bro.
Check out Ron in the comments.
Slam the
shit down. No, I still be outside. Like we was in New York. We was doing our thing. We could have won that tournament.
Man, that's crazy.
If the person from New York would have showed up.
I know.
You know what's so crazy is guys that play defense like that. Like first of all, with that body type, for them to get all up on you trying to play defense like that, it's going to be bad news for them. Like, dude, you got no business trying to guard me the way you guard me. Like,
yeah.
You knew what time it was. Look how he's leaning and shit. Man, come on, man. He going for any first move. Like, no, come on.
He was wilding out. He was wilding out the whole tournament. So I had to get him.
Yeah, that shit is crazy. That shit is crazy. He had no business trying to guard like that ever. That shit is crazy.
No, I've been dropping one. I've been putting these out every day. I got 2 more that I just put on there.
You got a drone camera?
Yeah, just putting everywhere I go. Cameraman. They just be hitting me up like, yo, we want to see you hoop.
Yeah, I feel that. I would do that to a lot of kids, but see, I used to do that on my Instagram page. But they used to get mad. They used to be like, I only post. I only post my highlights. Why would I post somebody else's highlights on my page? Like, why would that make sense? Like, I'm cooking. I stopped though. I stopped. They started playing. They start getting embarrassed. Then when we start playing ones, they don't want us to record it. I'm like, oh man, all right.
No, you gotta humble these kids sometimes, man. Sometimes, I play in all the street ball tournaments. Like, I'm a little older, but I get out there. Like, I'm trying to get in shape. Just to do the whole 3-on-3 summer. I hope my mans and them, y'all too. I hope y'all can come out. I need y'all on my team.
No, I'm pulling up.
Yeah.
Where is that? You said in the summertime. Where is it at?
We're gonna be in France. I'm in France at least half the year. My gym is in the French Riviera. So so I go back and forth between Paris and Cannes. And my players they do 3-on-3 circuit in Europe.
Yeah.
So you could do Sweden, you could do Switzerland, you could do Estonia. And then hopefully, whatever y'all timing is, I need y'all on my team. I got one more for us though.
Yeah, because that other one we had, man, I'll tell you what, man. When I catch up with him, boy,
we could have won that thing
with Dale.
Yeah.
Now Dale, ever since he sold us in New York, he can't duck these ones no more. Now he got to come get it.
Hey Trey, Mike Boogie?
Probably if I see him, I ain't good with names at all.
Because he do a lot of the training in like the African basketball league too. I know he was in Africa. I want to say last year. Oh no, at the beginning of this year. Yeah, I think
in the BAL.
Yeah, I think they had something over there this year.
That's another place, chill, that I got to touch. Africa.
I thought that was gonna be the first thing you said.
Yeah,
Yeah.
But it's tough in Africa. That's why. Like if I'm gonna do Africa, I just want to do it all for free. That's Or I don't want to have to tax because the economic situations. Them other places, but it's just I don't want it to become a financial.
Mark, you're right.
When I'm trying to give back, that's why I didn't say it. I want to do it the right way.
Yeah. All right, y'all. Well, y'all know it's that time. Demon time. We get on Demon Time every day with PrizePicks, where you can run your game, control your game, and win your game every single day. When you play $5, instantly you will get 50 back in promo funds only when you use promo code PANEL. Yeah, y'all know what time it is. So listen up, shut your mouth, and let's get to it. I'm only going to say this once. The NBA season is here. That's right. It's time to start talking, and it's time to start playing with PrizePicks, the simplest, most electrifying way to get in on the NBA action. Now, let me ask you something. Who you putting your money on to splash threes like Steph and Clay in their prime? Who you putting on to rack up assists like they got Magic Johnson in their DNA? Who you putting on to get rebounds? Mars like Moses Malone? Well, with PrizePicks, you can play NBA contests daily and make your picks the best picks with the best players from your favorite teams in the game. It's on you, the fan, to step up and make these plays happen. There's no more excuses. Y'all know the playbook. Download the PrizePicks app, sign up using promo code PANEL, enter $5, and you will get 50 back instantly. And on top of that, choose your favorite player projections like we do every day on this show, and you will be able to run your game, control your game, and win your game. And it will be as sweet as a fadeaway buzzer beater from Damian Lillard or DeMar DeRozan or Trey.
Debo's coming.
Let's get into it, y'all. We didn't really have our best performance yesterday, but chill, you hit one of yours, so congratulations to you. But today, we're going 4 for 4. Let's make it happen.
Mars, here's the games right here. Chill, you going first, Chill?
You're muted, Chill.
Oh, and by the way, y'all see that Denver and Boston game? Me and Jordan will be on playback tonight watching that game as well. So y'all be sure to pull up. And we got a special guest coming on playback tonight, courtesy of Jason Tatum. But we'll get to that in a little bit. Go ahead, Chill.
Man, we getting what's his son name?
I want to see that Washington Houston game.
Deuce?
Yeah, no, Deuce pulling up on us tonight, Ron.
Hey, he loves Jason Tatum more than Deuce.
Damn,
More than
Jokic
chill.
is at a regular.
Not Jack.
51
Not Jack.
PRA.
Jack Cody, baby.
My man, Jack Cody.
Ron, I ain't on tonight though on the playback. Not the 7.
Oh, it's me and you, Ox?
Yeah, somebody else is on. I'm not on.
Man.
You see how they be playing this stuff? I'm not in this group that they be playing.
No, Ron text me. I text you about the 7. I said all of them 7.
Yeah, my
Ron
bad.
ain't never text me about
you on
no
tomorrow
playback.
with you.
Ron ain't never text me about no playback. It's cool.
Should you want to stick with the Wizards? What you want me to do?
Let me see what Houston looks like. I want to check. I want to check Amin Thompson's line. Mars,
Now he a Man FC. Okay.
I'm starting to pay more attention to him. I had made a post about this, and I
think Jalen Green's questionable today, so that might
sound a little bit ridiculous.
We got Alp got 12 options.
Damn, what the hell? He got everything.
Hey Mars, I told you about that Jalen Green. We talked about Jalen Green was playing against Celtics. And
he decided he wanted to hoop that day.
I told you, I was like, hey, bro.
Here go men. What's
the demon on them rebounds? Them 10 rebounds. Let me see what that look like. Let me see what that look like.
Oh shit!
What the demon look like on that?
13 and a half.
He just had 16. He just said he had 16 a couple of nights ago.
13.5 is crazy.
Hey, this Thompson kid been hooping.
He just had 16 a couple. He just had 16 a couple of nights ago.
He just had 20 something against the Lakers. Chill.
No,
he hasn't had 16 rebounds.
I don't know, man.
Mars, don't take that demon for them rebounds.
It's not Mars. It's chill. Let Chill do his thing, y'all. Let Chill do his thing. If you want me to click on these rebounds, I have no problem doing it.
One more.
0.5 threes right there.
That's where I was going. That's where I was going. I was going to the threes. What the threes look like?
He just got to make one.
I'll take them more on the threes. Yep.
Man, gonna hit 3 tonight. Yeah,
I'll take them more on the threes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh shit! I think you got better chance at the 14 rebounds.
Maybe smacking the corner threes.
The percentage has gone down. It was like 40+%.
Sure.
We're not like 33.
If you say so,
we're not like 33%.
He's proven he's a 40% shooter. He'll be all right.
All right, Mars, what you want?
51 PRA is crazy.
That's insane.
I'm gonna go with Jaylen Brown more on the 22.5.
Damn, Mars.
I just want to let y'all know KD sold me out of a good $400 yesterday.
He sold us too out of about 2 hands.
I was like, hey, KD can get me 30. Decided to shoot 14 shots.
Bro, all I had was him for over 9.5. Bro made 9 field goals.
He decided not to shoot.
Bradley Beal's just the number one option now. But Ox, it's on you.
Really your only miss? That's tough.
That's crazy.
Yeah. I mean, so OG and DeMontis not playing tonight, so that means I got to fall back on Anthony Davis.
Y'all in Los Angeles tonight, Ox, or y'all in set?
No, we don't play tonight.
I thought you said y'all played tonight.
No, DeMontis, we don't play tonight. In New York don't play tonight either. So that means I'm going with Anthony Davis, and I'm thinking I'm gonna take his PRA against Dallas.
You have no bag, Ox. 3 players. That's who you go to.
Well, Franz got hurt, man. Franz got hurt. You know what I'm saying? So I like to keep it simple. I was going to lean towards Jaylen Brown tonight. You know what I'm saying? I know he's gonna cook whoever trying to guard him in Denver, but you went there.
That was my theory. Yeah, that was my theory.
Yeah.
Jaylen Brown gonna give me a cool 27 tonight.
Yeah, until Peyton Watson get on him, they're not gonna score nothing in the second half.
He's gonna abuse that.
He gets that 22.5, I'll be all right.
All right.
Okay,
you can go ahead and type in.
Rebounds in this, Russ.
He's finding Jamal Murray. Let's go.
See, Mars, I'm stuck right now between a rock and a hard place. Now, Russell Westbrook is the rock. Right, Jamal Murray's the hard place. So I'm trying to figure out.
He's not. No, he is not.
Look, 30 PRA. You know you're not hitting that. Come on, man.
He's always been. What do you call him? What do you call him, Ron?
His name Jamal is Lester. Jamal Lester.
There you go.
But here's the thing. Les is good to give us one. He really is. So I'm gonna go against my guns, and I'm gonna go Jamal Murray. Even though I want to go rest PRA, but I'm gonna go Jamal Murray, more points, But Ox, do me a favor.
Uh-huh.
If he gonna get busy, he gonna get busy tonight. So give me the demon points with less.
You're a fraud.
You can't go less than the demon.
Yeah. No.
Oh, less. I got you. Okay, my bad. I got you right.
Hey, more. Sometimes more is less.
No, you're a fraud. You're a fraud.
He's not even getting that though.
That's not a good thing, bro. More is less. What the hell?
Yeah, I'm disappointed. I'm disappointed in you, Ron. Very disappointed, but it's cool.
That's all right. Okay, that's it, Ron.
Yeah. So we went from $20 for 20,000 yesterday to 20 for 350. Now,
we got to be versatile, Morris.
Giannis did crack one of them threes for me yesterday, though. He did.
He did.
He did crack one.
No, he shot one. He ain't make it.
He cracked one. He didn't make it. Yeah, he cracked one.
He just saying he shot one.
Yeah, he cracked one. He didn't make it though. He went over.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I got it. It was a bad.
Oh, then my bad. I ain't listening.
It was a bad performance from us.
I could pull it back up though.
No, it's all good. Y'all seen the picks that we made, so that's what we rocking with tonight. And we'll be back to let you guys know just how it was. Remember how I said though, me, Ox, and a special guest, Jack Cody, will be on playback tonight watching Jokic and the Celtics duke it out. So y'all be sure to pull up the playback. It's gonna be a good game. Can I get predictions on that game right quick? What do you guys think is gonna happen? You obviously got Jokic going against the Celtics.
I got Russell Westbrook and the Nuggets cooking us Celtics.
I go Boston, man. I go Boston.
They gonna
go on a heater from three. Like they gonna shoot like 40+% on their 53s. It's gonna be.
Plus that Bama gonna be there too, Ron.
Yeah.
Now, you didn't even bring up Bama? That's crazy. That's disgusting hate from you.
I got the Celtics. I got the Celtics winning.
Regardless
of any stats that Jokic comes with, they're not going to win the game.
Yeah, but as long as he gets his stats, you know, Swiper gonna be on Twitter talking about how Jokic the best thing since last bread. So
he's a stat merchant, you know, but that's okay.
But it's not just Jokic though. It's Russell Westbrook over there.
Please, Jordan.
Well, they got a winning.
I don't got time for that today.
Winning record since Russell Westbrook been in the starting lineup.
Not just a winning record. Not just a winning record. They like what, 8-2?
Yeah, I think they lost 2 or 3 games.
9-2 after tonight.
Hey, I'm telling y'all, bro. Come on, man. Russ doing triple dust. Russ doing triple Russ things, man. I'm telling you, man.
Yeah, 201 triple doubles in his career, man. That's a lot of triple doubles.
Jordan,
that's why he's gonna be in the Hall of Fame.
How long can that possibly last?
Russ, you talking about him having success with the Nuggets in the starting lineup? Is that what you're saying? I think they're gonna get better. I think they're gonna get better as the season goes along. I've been saying that since the beginning of the season. Like I've been saying, like they're gonna get better. Yes, I've been saying they're gonna get better as the season goes because they have the players for Russ. Like they don't have like maybe on defense, but on offense, they don't really. For Russ, they have the players that he needs. Like they have everything that he needs in order to be Russell Westbrook. That's all I'm saying. Take
the Russell Westbrook name off for a second, and when you watch Russ on this Denver team, what about him don't you like?
It's not that I don't like it. I was wrong about what I said how Russ was going to come in. Obviously, I'm just saying but I can't take the Russell Westbrook name off it because that makes me know it's not going to last.
Considering what he's been done, he said him and Joker, it's like they think alike, and that dynamic between them two, it seems to work. Now,
Russell Westbrook is a baller.
I think that this is going to work in the long term, Ox. I think you looking at Russell Westbrook like Russell Westbrook of old. He doesn't have to do all the stuff that he used to have to do in Oklahoma City. He doesn't have to do all that stuff in Houston. What they got him doing is something specific. He's their rotation guard. He speeds the game up. He plays a lot off of Joker. And with him playing off of Joker, that limits his mistakes because it's not a lot that he has to do. That's why I think this collapse. When you start asking Russ to do more things, then you start adding a lot of degree of difficulty with him. But when you just stick
45 games left, sure.
Right. And with the 45 games we got left, stick to what we're doing. We don't have to do nothing extra. Let's stick to this right here. This is working. I ain't asking you to do any more. What I am asking is I'm asking Jamal Murray to play better. I can't get Jamal Murray playing like he played over the weekend against San Antonio. That's what I'm asking him to do. This doesn't change anything with Russ. Nothing at all. It's kind of like Trey being a one-on-one guy. Now I'm going to turn Trey into a distributor, and I'm going to turn Trey into a playmaker more. Trey, you're a bucket getter. Do that. Keep doing it. That's all I'm asking you to do.
Well,
and just when we get close to the playoffs, I ain't asking you to do more shit. I'm asking you to just get me buckets. Right. Stick with that.
Right. I want to be clear about this shit. It's not so much that Russ is gonna like start playing terrible or nothing. It's just that it's not a win. It's not. They're not gonna win on Russ. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not gonna turn into a deep playoff run. It's not gonna turn into a championship.
Off the strength of Russ is what you're saying.
Well, because Russ just ain't that dude no more.
Whoa.
Well, that's the thing I'm saying, though. That's the thing I'm saying, though, Ox, because I'm thinking about what you're I feel like you looking at Russ like he's because he's not that guy anymore. The role that he is in now, I think makes him even more viable than it did when he was with Houston, when he was with Oklahoma City, because he had to do so much more. With this group right here, he doesn't have to do nearly as much. So that limits the mistakes. And I think that makes him more viable on this crew, playing with Joker, playing with Jamal Murray. Tonight's game, I think, we got an 86 MPJ. He's the problem. I already know who Joker is. We got to figure out how to slow down MPJ, because he's been really good at cracking the long ball, especially at that left wing.
So basically what you're saying is Russ is a better role player than he is a superstar?
In this particular situation, older Trey, I love him in this situation. Yes.
Yeah, I do too.
I love him in this situation.
I do too.
Yes.
I do too.
But Trey, to answer that question, no. He's not.
He's a better superstar.
100%.
I agree.
But he's definitely been a revelation for the Nuggets, though. Defensively, distributing. Y'all heard what Jokic said about him.
I think
Russ said it about Jokic. He said that they basically, it's like telepathy. They don't even have to talk to each other. He said he knows where I'm gonna be. I know where he's gonna be. We on the same page mentally. No words need to be spoken.
I think with Russ, we're in an era where skills matter. If Russ don't have, I'm not gonna say he don't have skills, but he don't have skills that these, what's happening now, where the NBA game is more about skill sets than it is athleticism, than it is about what Russ used to do. And I think that now he's not competing with other skilled players. He gets to play a role and use what he knows about the game and do well. If you get what I'm saying.
I heard a joke. I heard a joke from Chris Rock brother. He said, "There's knowing somebody and then knowing somebody like that."
Right.
And it's like what's going on with Russ now. Russ is skilled. Is he like that though?
Yeah, he ain't like SGA.
No.
Yeah, like it's a new.
He still got the skill set, but is he like that? Nah. Yeah. And we don't need him to be like that. We don't.
We don't need. Yeah, the NBA don't need him to be like that. And I don't even think superstar Russ would do well. And I'm not gonna say he wouldn't do well, but it's just a different.
He'd be fantastic, Trey. As wide open as the game is if we rewind the clock 10 years, the 25-year-old Russ, that ball of energy, how he gets downhill, how he is in transition. Oh man, Russ would be fantastic in today's game. Now you're gonna have to put up with him throwing the ball in the second row. You're gonna have to put up with him taking ill-advised shots.
That's what I'm saying.
But that's a lot of other guys. I mean, what's the difference between what he's doing and what LaMelo Ball does? And LaMelo Ball starting in the All-Star game if the voting was over today. He averaging 30 a game. Yeah. And I think that Russ is a lot better than him, much better than him. So
prime Russ?
Yes. 100%. So, I mean, I think Russ would be fantastic 10 years ago. If he's 25 years old playing in today's game, Russ would be great.
I think D Rose would dominate in today's game.
Yeah.
He's not wrong. I mean,
they both would.
I think he'd be.
I just hate the fact that he.
Yeah, D Rose, my guy.
Man. I just hate the fact that he broke down, man, because we got robbed. Just like we got robbed the Magic, we got robbed the D Rose in that point guard era of Irv and Curry and Dame and Chris Paul and John Wall and Rondo. We got robbed, yo. He should have been competing in that era to see what he was really made of. And the fact that he got hurt, we got robbed. We did.
So, I actually got to get out of here though. But
all right,
I do want to say, really, if I end up getting this Hall of Fame, I really would love for y'all to come.
I would jump. First, hold on. Do I need to
because I'm going either way.
I've been to the Hall of Fame before. I've been up there. I will jump on a bird and I will come up there. Yes, I will.
I would love for y'all to come. We could do a whole show. We could do the whole thing because everybody's gonna be there. Everybody.
Hey, I didn't say congratulations on that too. I missed that part.
Oh, thank you, man.
Yeah, congratulations on that because that's big, especially like the realm that you get it out of. Like that's not a normal thing. You gotta go extra to be recognized in order to get that spot. Especially You know what I'm saying? Not coming from a player perspective or whatever. You know what I mean? Like you got to go extra to be recognized. So salute to that because that don't happen a lot of times.
No, listen, I'm gonna keep it all the way a buck. Like I'm humble by this one. I'm arrogant sometimes, but this one, I'm like, dang, like I'm there.
This don't change nothing, Trey. This don't change nothing because I'll still come outside if you call me outside. Man.
Yeah, I mean, shit.
This don't change nothing. That's what we know. Okay.
But this right here is the path to me to get a Nobel Peace Prize. That's what I'm going after next.
Hey, that's a hell of a goal, bro. Like that's a hell of a goal. Not a lot of people have them goals. Like I never heard nobody say my goal is to get a Nobel Peace Prize, especially where I come from. It just don't. Yeah. It just don't never happen. Like that's not even something that you even think about. Yeah. So.
But even the Naismith.
Even the Naismith, for sure.
Even the Naismith.
It don't never happen, but I'm gonna take the Nobel Peace Prize over the Naismith. But I'm gonna just say like that's a hell of a goal because not a lot of people even say that. And then especially like as a trainer, like you know what I mean? Like most people just train for the money. They just train for the bread. They don't train for the impact, right? And I learned that a long time ago. You can't just train for the money. It got to be the impact of what you want these players to be. And so. Shout out to you. That's a hell of a goal. I need to step my goal up. I ain't had that goal. I had a different goal, but the whole Nobel Peace Prize, that's solid. I ain't never heard.
You 28 though. You got mad time. You got a lot of time, man. It took a lot of work. I took a lot of chances, going to a lot of different places around the world. Didn't know how it was gonna go, and I just was winning. Like and the part of it, the reason why I am like this is because of my confidence. Like. I'm willing to take those chances. I'm willing to gamble. So if you learn anything from me being 28 years old, just don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. It starts off by just saying who you are. You know what I'm saying? So that's I'm blessed. Let me say it like that.
Hey Trey, but before you bounce, I got a super chat that I want to read. It's directed towards you. It's from my man Superman Real. He said, "Congrats, Trey. Which player would you love to train in today's NBA? What's the best way to rise in the training ranks in America, Africa, and Europe?"
Man, first and foremost, it's not. I will want to work with Kyrie just to see it. Not even really train. I just want to see it. Like I want to see how the handles, the moves. I talk to him, see what his mind. I think I can learn from somebody from Kyrie. Players in the league, I think. They so good that I can't really teach them nothing. Like I am humble enough to say that. Like my job as a trainer is to elevate players to get to the league or to dominate in Europe. But training NBA players, I don't think that they too like. I'm good. I'm great at what I do. But my goal is to help them transition and get there. And once they get there, I do my job. I think with the trainer world right now, it's so many people saying they trainers. There's so many people, but I think it's more about having a specialty. Yeah. So like. Ryan, like you play defense, and you can shoot. So like, let's say if you wanted to be a trainer all of a sudden, you can teach people how to play defense and you can teach people how to shoot, but make it make sense in terms of efficiency and energy, Ox, like, how to move as a big fella. Your knee messed up and everything. I can imagine prime Ox, so it's just more about being a specialist. And my specialty is combining that European style with the play sets that, they give me and just momentum scoring and moment scoring. You know what I'm saying? And just create a specialty. Don't come out there acting like you know everything about
that. You do everything. Yeah. You don't have one specialty. That's a fact.
Yeah, because I'm not going to pretend like I'm a good point guard. I'm not even going to pretend like I'm a good two guard. Yeah. Like, even though I am, but it's just I come up with my specific specialty and people call me for that. Like when it comes to big games, people hit me up. Like the agencies hit me up. And they be like, yo, I need you to get so-and-so ready. Or in the off season, I need you to get so-and-so ready for specific things. And I feel like I'm the Hermes of training. We don't need advertising.
Well, I think NBA players would appreciate that, man. Like just for me knowing a bunch of NBA guys. Yeah. Like one thing that I think people make the mistake on about when you train them is people assume that NBA players don't want to learn. Like they do. They 100% do. They actually get mad at you if you like taking a back seat to them when they training. Like they don't like that. Like they teach me, bro. Like whatever you think is the way, show me that, and then they make the judgment after. Like, was that good or was it? Do you know what you're talking about? But they really want you to teach them. So I think from your specialty, I think it's a lot of guys out here. Like I know a couple of NBA trainers, like Aaron Miller. Like Aaron Miller trained a bunch of guys, man. Like what I'm saying, he got his way of doing it, and I see it with my own two eyes. Like I watched him do it a lot of times. it might not be something that you think of, but they think it's efficient. So I think he'll do good with the NBA player, to be honest with you. I think
me personally, though, I get calls about some really, really big names.
Yeah.
But I don't want to. Like, that's just me.
Yeah, I figured it up because
like
it is a lot. It is a lot. And I'll tell you the truth, it is a lot of bro, like sometimes they can be tripping sometimes, man. Like they can be in their feelings about some stuff that don't even got nothing to do with you. Yeah. And it's just like it's more political.
Me, I ain't worried about none of that shit because I just know who I am. I just y'all know. I ain't worried about nothing. It's just I just like my lane.
Yeah,
because you can get in a situation where you are training. You are right, but you can get in a situation where you are training NBA players. People now social media is so fast. People not even tapped into what your philosophy is, and then you become an Instagram trainer. Or you become this trainer who took a picture with an NBA player. I don't even want that. Like I like my lane. I like my space. Like I feel like in the next couple of years, I'm gonna be ready to just fall back from the whole thing in the first place because my video game popping and all this other stuff. Like I love basketball and I love to help, but I'm so deep in the philanthropy that I don't even want to get caught up in the whole NBA circuit stuff unless it makes sense.
I don't think I want to get caught up in that too much. Like,
it's
because I was around it for a while. I was around it 4 years. It's not what you think it is. Like
and I'm free. Like
I'm free. Trey, you got a couple more minutes?
Yeah, I got time.
I just want to read off. I want to read off everybody that's on your ballot.
Yeah.
So this is the 2025 Hall of Fame class. And this is everybody that's just a North American nominee. As Trey mentioned earlier, you got the 2008 USA Olympic team, which is crazy. And it's some names on here that I don't know. So I'm gonna ask Chill. I think you may know some of these guys, but I'm gonna throw them out there. But you got Carmelo Anthony as a player. So Carmelo Anthony's on here twice, Olympic team and as a player. Coach Rick Barnes, Bill Laimbeer as a player, Jim Larinaga as a coach, Tom Chambers as a player. You got Sean Marion as a player, Terry Cummings as a player, Danny Crawford as a ref. Let me see who else we got. Doc Rivers as a coach. Hall of Fame coach, Doc Rivers. Let's go. Hey, if you don't get it this year, he's definitely going to get it next year. You got Amari Stoudemire as a player, Buck Williams as a player, Dwight Howard as a player, Robert Horry as a player, Anthony Simons as a player, Mark Few as a coach, Billy Donovan as a coach. So for the most part,
wait. Billy Donovan as a coach?
Yeah.
Yeah, Billy
Donovan. For what he did in college.
Come on, don't do that. Billy Donovan.
Chill. I'm saying he was a hell of a coach in college. I mean, if I was coaching Joakim Noah and Al Horford, you know what I'm saying? But
Corey Brewer.
In the NBA, though, it's terrible.
And I want to give a shout out to Coach Jeff Walls at Louisville. I think he should have been in it this year too. A lot of people say he should have been in there, but maybe next year. He the women's basketball coach. He like one of the best women's basketball coaches of all time. He my guy.
And we also got some women's nominees as well. Sue Bird, Cheryl Ford, Sylvia Fowles, Becky Martin as a coach, Maya Moore as a player, Tisha Pinachero as a player. So yeah, shout out to them as well.
Tisha Pinachero.
But yeah, my man, David Blatt is a coach. He's in there as an international nominee. Mark Gasol as an international nominee. Let me see who else we got. J.R. Holden. Shout out J.R. Holden. Andre Karolinko.
Yeah, I'm in there.
That's some good company. I'm not gonna lie.
That's a really good company.
That's some good company.
Juan Carlos Navarro. Shout out. Hey, Fabricio Oberto. What? Okay. Yeah, no, it's some hitters on this list, definitely.
Yeah, I'm in there.
Wouldn't mind being in those conversations. I'm not gonna lie.
That's what I'm saying. Like, and I know I'm in a specific category. I know I wasn't good enough as a player. Hopefully, one day.
Stop downplaying that, Trey. Stop downplaying that.
I'm talking about stats. I'm talking about stats wise and NBA wise. I know. Just
because you didn't sing the song, does not lessen the Grammy, brother.
Right.
So
yeah. Absolutely.
Make sure we play on that.
Yeah, but I want the coach one too. I want one day to get one as a coach, like, you know. But again, like for me, I'm blessed with this, but I do want a Noble after this. I want to try to go higher. You know, I want to go further. You know, so
sir.
Yeah. Hey, as you've been saying, you know, you keep making the old jokes, but bro, 41 is young. Yes, Mars, 41 is young. So
I ain't saying anything.
I can still play. When I was 41, I could still play. When I was 41, I could still dunk.
Still play
Yeah,
now,
but
chill.
that's like 30 years ago, chill. Like, okay.
No, you can still hoop. You was cooking.
I'm 70.
Yeah, I saw Chill cooking. That's all I'm saying.
He was cooking.
On video, Chill had
I'm
them
70
jeans
years
on.
old, Mars. All I know is that I look damn good for a 70-year-old. That's all I got to say.
Hey, Chill had them jeans on cooking. Chill say y'all wasn't even worth his time. Y'all say Chill say y'all ain't worth my time to put shorts on.
He's playing like Mike.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Say, bro, y'all, you know, that's crazy work. But hey, man.
Anyway, Trey, this is a big time honor, man, and congratulations to you for real. This is not something to scoff at. This is a big deal.
Man, listen, I'm blessed. When I saw that list,
I'm getting on a plane and I'm coming up to Springfield. No doubt about that. I will definitely come up there for that. Yes, I will.
Please.
Definitely.
Please, y'all my people. So
yes.
Whatever I got going on, y'all more than welcome. Even if y'all want to come to France, y'all more than welcome, man.
I will come up there for that. Yes, sir, I will.
So, all right, fellas, I got to get out of here, though.
Later. You be easy, yo.
Yep.
Later.
All right.
Yes, sir. Congratulations, brother.
We'll catch you soon, Trey. All right, y'all. We got a couple super chats I'm gonna go ahead and read off, and then we're gonna dive back into this Hall of Fame list of current players that we believe may, or some of us may not believe that they'll make the Hall of Fame. But we'll go ahead and dive into it. Cozy Newton just shot through a members chat. He's been here for 18 months. He says, "Shout out PC. Keep doing what y'all doing." My question is, why did I get timed out? I don't even say anything crazy.
Yeah, I don't know what he did. Claire just timed him out for 10 minutes.
He probably was chilling with, vibing with Carlos.
He said congrats to Trey and got timed out.
So sometimes you when you're trying to and the chat moves, you accidentally time out the wrong person or something. That could be it.
Yeah, but normally when I do that, like I undo my mistake instead of just keeping it timed out for 10 minutes. I guess Claire's the dictator. I don't know. I guess Claire
probably wanted to get Carlos. She probably wanted to get Carlos on accident and just pick him.
And I wanted to undo it, but then I knew Claire was gonna message me on the side, like, why am I not respecting her authority? So
that's crazy, Cheerio.
So I just let her rock. So Cozy, I had your back, but like without getting myself.
Yo, Cheerio, that's insane. You don't gotta do that.
Yeah, that was wild, man. I would have never timed out Cozy for saying congrats, but she wanted to go be a dictator. So
Cheerio.
That's wild, Chill. But anyways, Jay Takashi said, Ron and Chill, will Jimmy Butler be a Hall of Famer at the end of his career? Plus, would you like him to pair up with John Morant and the Grizzlies or the Bucks with Giannis and Dame? Let me know which one. So first off, let's talk. It's two separate conversations. Let's talk about Jimmy as a Hall of Famer. I guess he can kick things off. Do we believe that Jimmy will make the Hall of Fame?
No.
Yes.
No.
He's pretty high on this list in terms of percentage-wise.
Well, you know what, Ron? Judging by a lot of the comments that I got yesterday and from the way y'all reacted, I mean, he's gone to a bunch of Eastern Conference finals, a bunch of finals, all by himself with absolutely zero help. No help whatsoever.
Zero help is crazy.
That's what I've been hearing. That's what I've been hearing. I thought he had a little help, but apparently he's done it all by his lonesome.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, Jordan, he's got to be top 5 of his generation, of his era. You know what I mean? So hell yeah, he's a Hall of Famer.
To me, I'm gonna be honest with you. I love Jimmy Butler. I love his game. I definitely want Jimmy Butler on the Rockets. But I think some of the stuff that he does at every team that he go to, in the fashion that he leaves,
Jordan,
stop him.
No, I get what you're saying, but that's not gonna stop him from being a Hall of Famer because he forced his way out of Minnesota.
What? Well, what? Like, I'm trying to figure out. Like, Tracy McGrady made the Hall of Fame, right? But Tracy McGrady was scoring champ.
I think so. I think Tracy.
First ballot. No, he made the Hall of
Fame. They're not even on the same level as.
They're not even on the same level, but that's what I'm saying though. But he's the first ballot Hall of Fame. I'm trying to figure out what are Jimmy's accomplishments besides going to the finals.
So I think
Jimmy's a hell of a player though.
Jimmy got 2 finals runs. He got most improved player of the year in 14-15. He's 5-time All-NBA, 5-time All-Defensive. He's all defensive teams. He got a Steals Champ award, and also too, let's not forget he's the first recipient of the Larry Bird Eastern Conference.
He wasn't the first one. The first one was Jason Tatum.
Were you focused, Ron?
Was it?
Would you focus, first, please?
In 22.
Yes.
It was no.
22
in Game 7.
Was it Jason Tatum in
Yes.
my bad.
It was Jason
Tatum.
But he was the first real recipient.
On Jason Tatum. It was Jason Tatum.
Please.
All right, Jimmy Butler was the second.
Please do that.
Okay, there
Hey,
you
but-
go.
but-
And he shouldn't have been the second. It should have been Caleb Martin, but that's another conversation.
But y'all think
Mars, because Caleb Martin's not a superstar. He wasn't a top 5 draft pick. We don't know who Caleb Martin is. That doesn't count. Don't forget. Your name has to hold weight all around the world in order for it to matter that you put in work for your team.
But to that point, that's a Hall of Fame resume.
I mean, there's players with lesser resumes with me. That answers the question. I don't know.
Like who? I know what's his name, man. What's that
Jimmy
kid's
Butler
name?
been in the league. He showed up in
Reggie Miller has like 5 All-Star selections and 3 All-NBA selections, and he's in the Hall of Fame. Rightfully so, but he's in there.
Rightfully so, yeah. Jimmy
Butler.
Butler.
I'm not saying like he doesn't deserve to be there. Like I'm saying he does, but his resume on paper looks worse, and he's in there. So there's players with lesser resumes in the Hall of Fame. So I think Jimmy will make it. I expect Jimmy to make it. Once again, if the Hall of Fame was up to me, he wouldn't. But
right, I was just going to ask you, if it was up to you, would he make it?
No, but not many people would. But
right,
he wouldn't make it. But he is going to make it. So
what's your criteria for the Hall of Fame, Mars? When you think about what exactly is a Hall of Fame in your estimation?
You got to define a generation. Like that's what you got. You got to be like the face of the generation. So like going throughout NBA history, you got like George Mikan, Wilt, Russell, Jerry West, Oscar Robertson, Elgin Baylor. Yeah, that's it. Kareem, Dr. J,
Money Mike.
Okay, that's the 70s. The 80s, Magic, Bird, MJ, Hakeem would be in the Hall of Fame.
Elvin Hayes,
David Robinson, Charles Barkley,
Nate Thurman.
Number 30.
Oh, Elvin Hayes is crazy.
Number 32 would have to be in the Hall of Fame, but like you kind of just like throw him to the side, like he's whatever. Number 32, Kobe, KG, Duncan.
John Stockton?
No.
He didn't
Kobe,
say Moses.
Oh, Moses Hall of Famer. My fault. I forgot about Moses. Moses Hall of Famer. Kobe, KG, Duncan, Shaq, Bron, D Wade, KD, Steph, Kawhi, James Harden, Chris Paul, Russell Westbrook, Jokic, Giannis, Luka, Embiid, Tatum will make it. That's about it. No, who am I forgetting?
Trae Young. That's what he was
and I want to put out, there's obviously names I've forgotten. Like, this is me going off the top of my head. Like, I'm not saying I got
like Dirk, for instance.
Oh, Dirk for sure. Like, but those, that's the caliber. That's the caliber of players I'm talking about who would be Hall of Famers.
Right.
If it's up to you.
There's still players I forgot.
If it's up to you, it would only be those type of guys.
Yes,
it wouldn't
that's
okay.
what the Hall of Fame would be to me, and you have to be that level of player.
I think we got to take out, if we're doing that, Mark, then we got to change the name from Hall of Fame to something else. Because if you think about what the Hall of Fame is, it's exactly that. What are you famous for? Why are you here? What makes you, in terms of basketball, why should you be in the Hall of Fame? What are you famous for? And when I think about a guy like Nate Thurman, who you forgot about, who was also a part of that 60s generation, who was one of the best, with the exception of Russell and Chamberlain, he was one of the best glass cleaners that they ever had in that generation at that time. So Elvin Hayes is another one, glass cleaner. You know, I care about stuff like that. Now if you want to now have tiers in the Hall of Fame, I could get with that too. That part I could get with, because I don't want to say Wes Unseld and Karl Malone in the same sentence. No, because those two guys aren't in the same sentence. No, they're not.
I don't think anyone should want to be in the same sentence as him.
Those two, I can't say Dirk Nowitzki and Dave Cowens in the same sentence. No, because I think that Dirk Nowitzki was much better than him, even though Dave Cowens is the league MVP.
Yeah, I was about to say, and at the time though, like that's the point. You know what I mean? Like at the time, the criteria wasn't what it was. Just because the league gets a little bit better over time, or players is better over time, you can't erase the guy that was doing it first. You can't do that. You got to just leave them where they at. You know what I mean? Like the first painter didn't paint the best. You know, but over time we got the Mona Lisa, and then we get more and more expensive art. So, you know, I just gotta leave it how it is.
I mean, think about guys like you said, Elgin Baylor. I mean, Mars forgot about Elgin Baylor.
No, I said
he forgot about Elvin Hayes.
He said
Elvin Hayes.
He didn't say Bob Pettit neither.
He didn't say Bob Pettit.
Bob Pettit would make it. My fault.
But I
understand.
I understand what you're talking about when you're talking about that level. I just think that when you're talking about the Hall of Fame, what are you famous for? What makes you that caliber of player to be that famous? And to think about, you know, the fact that Tracy McGrady was the first ballot Hall of Famer, which I'm not arguing who Tracy McGrady was, but I mean, Dominique Wilkins, when he retired, it's only 7 guys in NBA history scored more points than him. What was he famous for? I was a bucket getter. That's what I was. I was a bucket getter.
How many people have scored more points than him now?
Now, to back to Jordan's point, today it may be a little bit different, but when he retired, only 7 guys did. That was it. Right. And that doesn't erase 20 years later because maybe 10 more guys did. I still did what I did when I retired.
That's like Dale Ellis was like the all-time leader in threes before like Bird and Reggie and all of them came along. It's like
the game wasn't like that though, Marv. You kind of
but then do I then like be like, oh well, he was the all-time leader in threes, so like
yeah, if that was you who had that accomplishment, you would say that.
But Mars, you just did it with Mike. I mean, but Mars, you just did it with Mike. I mean,
because he was the best player of the generation. Like I said, I think you have to be that level of player within the generation. And then as you get later on, I think as the league gets more talented, you expand the amount of people from each generation. Like that's why I had there was 2 50s players. I forgot Bob Pettit, but there's Mikan and Pettit from the 50s would be my representatives. And then the 60s, I gave you 5 names. The 70s stunk, so you get 2 names. And then like the 80s, I started giving more names, and the 90s was more than the 2000s more, and now it's more because I think the league is just getting more talented. So you're gonna have more people to choose from.
But here's the thing,
there's
though,
more teams, so there's more players to choose from. Like it's just
so I get what you're saying. The league is getting more talented, but to say that would discredit in the 70s when the league got more talented from the 60s. And so on and so forth.
But it didn't.
But check this out, though. Check this out. Even if you are to say it didn't, let's say now you're saying that the 2000s is more talented than the teens. So you put in double the people in the 2000s. What about in the 2030s when it gets more talented and you put double the people in then?
Now if they deserve it, then yeah. If the league, if 20 years from now, there's a league somehow with 14 LeBron Jameses, they're all going in the Hall of Fame.
I can't wait, Ron. I can't
wait.
If
somehow that happens, if there's 14 Michael Jordans in the NBA, then I got 14 people in the Hall of Fame. But if for some reason the NBA just has a bunch of Killian Hayes, then no one's going in the Hall of Fame.
No, bro.
Somebody has to be the Michael Jordan of Killian Hayes, though.
But then I'm saying, the league sucks, and you're just the best of a bad bunch, and I'm not putting you in the Hall of Fame.
Killian Hayes is really bad, right?
Mars, I want to. He getting busy in the G League right now.
Yeah, he brought like a triple double in the G League. I don't know why we ain't making him a title. We can bring a title, but when Killian Hayes, we bring a title.
Yeah, he'll get one of them breaking news or something like that. But maybe chill with chill. But
no, ain't no breaking news on no Killian Hayes. That dude's
Mars, I gotta ask you though.
All
right. Forget I even said that.
How we putting our triple doubles in the G?
We have a prestigious show. Okay.
Sorry.
My bad for throwing that on y'all.
You can't just walk up to the door of this bar and just get in. No, that's not the way that works. No.
Killian, I got you. Don't worry. We'll get your name out there. But Mars, on another note, of the 2010s, can you let me, because this is more relevant to everybody. Everybody can relate to the 2010s because we just got out of it. All the kids in the chat and even the older people in the chat too. We all, it's fresh in our memories. Can you tell us everybody from the 2010s, and we could all participate in this, that should make the Hall of Fame?
That if it was up to me?
To your criteria.
LeBron, KD, Steph, Kawhi, James Harden, Chris Paul, Russ. Is Anthony Davis 2010s?
Yes.
Anthony Davis.
Anthony Davis's odds are crazy high.
Giannis
Yeah,
2010s?
Giannis.
Giannis. Is Jokic 2010s?
Jokic would still be,
Jokic. Is Embiid 2010s?
Yeah.
Oh man, hell no.
Wait, Ron. Hold on for a second. Like you're telling them that these guys are 20. Okay, sure. Joker showed up in 15. When did he become awesome?
The end of the 2019.
Okay.
I'm not just talking about what they did in the 2010s because Braun did stuff prior to the 2010s. I'm just talking about
showed up in the 20s.
These guys.
Because this era of players. Is
the reason why I don't want to go 2000s is because a lot of these guys are still too young.
Okay, I just want to make sure.
But the guys in the 2010s, they have 7, 8, 9 years under their belt.
Yeah, you left out Draymond.
Oh, I did not leave him out. I'm just not saying.
That's crazy.
So how many? I said Jokic. Did I?
You didn't say Dame.
Would Dame be in the Hall of Fame?
Not to Mars criteria. No, he would not.
No. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't know if I had Dame.
Right. How about Kyrie?
Damn, Mars.
I don't know about Kyrie.
Mars got strict stipulations.
I don't know.
Hey, Mars worse than Cheerio in the chat.
Yeah, the standards.
I don't know. I think I said 10 names. They would be my 10: LeBron, KD, Steph, Kawhi, James Harden, Russell Westbrook, AD, Giannis, Jokic, Embiid. That's my name.
That's it.
Okay.
All right, so this is Mars criteria. Now I'm about to open it up for everybody, and I'm gonna start at the top of the list with the people that have the highest percentages, and we're just gonna continue to work our way down. Chat, I need your participation. Let us know if we tripping. Let us know if this guy is a shoe-in and we shouldn't even be talking about him, or let me know if this dude to you is not Hall of Fame material. But we're gonna start at the top. Some of these guys, it kind of goes without saying, but I just want to show them some love. So
Luka 2. So add him to the list.
Anthony Davis. Well, before we do that, let's start with a guy that's not in the NBA, but he has the highest percentages of anybody in the NBA right now. Dwight Howard.
For sure. First ballot.
Is there any pushback on Dwight Howard?
He's going to make the Hall of Fame. He's going to be in the first.
That's easily.
All right.
Yes, he should be in NBA top 75. Like that's
Dwight's for sure going to be a first ballot Hall of Fame.
And he wanna I mean, Chill, you need to set that fade over Shaq. D12
yeah, they still
Shaq
going
playing.
at it. That's wild.
Shaq playing, Chill. D12 want that fade. I'm just saying.
D12 don't want that, but
no, he do. He putting the DMs out there.
But all right, y'all. So the next person, and his percentages are just under Dwight Howard. He plays for the Los Angeles Lakers. Anthony Davis.
He's gonna make
it. Anthony Davis has the highest percentages in the league, other than guys like Russ, Chris Paul, James Harden. Other than those guys, Anthony Davis is higher than Giannis. He's higher than Jokic, and everybody else.
So think about what Anthony Davis has done. I'm a national champion. I was the best player in the country my freshman year.
Chill. You have to include college, right?
Yes, it's the basketball Hall of Fame. It's not the NBA Hall of Fame.
Okay, so Chill. I forgot about college. Yeah, I forgot about college and high school. Now that makes sense. I was
the best player in the country. So now you want to move on to the NBA. He showed up in 2012. That was 13 years ago, right? When year 13 that we're in, right? And I think he's been on the All-Pro team 5 times since he's been in 5 or 6 times.
There's no way he's only made 5. He sucks.
No, it might be 8.
It is 5. You're right. Damn.
Is it 5? Yeah, and I think he's an 8-time All-Star.
9
He's how many?
9.
Okay, I'm sorry. A 9-time All-Star. He's been elite as a defender. He's an NBA champion.
3-time block champ. No DPOIs, but we all know.
Yeah, 1 gold medal twice, or is it 3 times?
2, right?
I know he won
2012
and last year. So 2 times, yes. He's a first ballot Hall of Famer. If he quits today, he's a first ballot Hall of Famer.
Also, too, with some of these guys, we could just kind of go ahead and bolster the resume up a little bit more. AD, as long as he stays healthy, and obviously, we know that health plays a part in it. But if we're speculating that things continue to go the way they go, Anthony Davis is he first team this year? Second team?
You can at minimum he's second team All Pro. At minimum,
I'll say second team.
Okay,
yeah,
so
at minimum he's second team All Pro.
He got another one coming his way, and another all defensive team too.
Yeah, he'll be a 10-time All-Star, another all defense. I don't know how many that would be. And then 6-time All NBA.
Six defense and 6 All NBA.
I don't think there's a guy in the Hall of Fame. There's nobody that's not in the Hall of Fame that's at minimum a 5-time All NBA and All League defender. That's not in the Hall of Fame. That's never happened. And it won't start. It won't start with Jimmy Butler. It won't start with Anthony Davis neither. No.
All right, so we're going to continue to keep it pushing because we don't have to talk too much about AD. We know AD's in there. Giannis and Jokic, just want to give them their flowers. We know that they both have a 98% chance of making it, so we'll give them their flowers. In that 98% percentile, too, we have Damian Lillard as well. So he is that high.
Yeah, he's for sure. He was on the top 75. He's going to make the Hall of Fame. He's going to be first ballot as well.
First ballot. 6-time All-Pro. Actually, I think 7.
He's made it more than AD?
Yes.
That's crazy.
That's why I had this conversation about him and Kyrie Irving, and I was thinking to myself, yo, when you look at what Damian Lillard was doing during that stretch from when he showed up in 2012 up until 2020, like he was consistently on the All-Pro team almost every other year. And in the process of that, with Kyrie Irving, with Steph Curry, with James Harden, with all of those guys, Russell Westbrook and John Wall, he was a first-team All-Pro performer at one point. So, I mean, I feel like that's a big deal. And
I don't even know why I'm finding pushback for Dame. I'm not even sure why. I know Dame's a Hall of Famer. I think.
And don't leave out, Ron. And don't leave out like Jordan and I just talked about. Yeah, when we talk about college, he scored almost 2,000 points at Weber State, just so you know.
Yeah. No doubt. I'm just not sure what's wrong with the Raptors at Weber State. Something's going on in my head right now. I can't figure it out. Why I'm trying to have pushback for Dame.
Somebody said in the chat that you just trying to be a hater.
No, because Mars had the first pushback, so he just psyoped you.
And plus,
the same thing.
That application.
This don't got nothing to do with Mars. We was talking
you weren't here. He asked earlier if Dame had a better career than Mike Conley. He been hating.
It wasn't Dame.
Don't put this on me.
I'm not hating. I got big love for Dame. I really do. Y'all know I got love for Dame. I'm just trying to put it in his mind.
The Mike Conley shit. Come on.
No, all right. So I know we got to keep moving, Ron. But Ox, you heard those requirements from Mars, and that's kind of skewing you now because you're thinking about what Dame has done.
Not at all. I was already thinking about that.
He just don't think Dame gonna make it. He just don't think Dame.
I asked this question before Mars even said anything. I'm just curious, like.
Yeah, don't you guys trying to blame me for Ox thinking Dame shouldn't be in the Hall of Fame? It's crazy.
I'm not the chat. Mars don't convince me so easily.
Facts.
Mars got the chat in chokehold.
But that was somebody. Right. Oh wait! Wait a second. Hold on. Hold up. What? Y'all not gonna talk about Rajon Rondo?
Just relax. We gonna get there.
I knew he was gonna bring up Rajon Rondo.
We gonna get there. We're going to get there. But before we get to Rajon, see, I told you I'm starting at the highest percentages or the probability to get in there, who has the highest chances, and then we going down. And we got a ways to get to Rajon, but we'll get there. It
shouldn't take so long. We should have been at Rajon.
We'll get there. But coming down into the next tier, this may be surprising to some of you guys, but we have Carmelo Anthony at 98, and then we have Paul George at 97. First off, should Paul George be this high? No. Second off, who should have better chances between Paul George and Carmelo?
Paul George is going to make Carmelo Anthony. But first of all, shout out to Paul George.
They're both going to make it very comfortable.
That's my cousin. Shout out to him. I can't go against the fam.
Oh, you definitely can. But yeah, Carmelo's going to be first. Carmelo this year, right?
Yeah. Carmelo's about to get in twice.
Carmelo's going to be in this year. Carmelo's going to be in this year. And Paul George is more than
he's going to make it. After all he done, as far as coming back from that injury?
No, he's going to make it. Yeah. He's probably going to be first ballot.
Yes, for sure.
But should Paul George be this high?
What difference does it make if he makes it or he doesn't?
You talking about
Doesn't make him
97%?
this
Wait
high.
Like,
a minute, Mark. This goes back to when we talk about your criteria. So when we talk about your criteria, these are the guys that we're putting in.
Well, my criteria isn't the Basketball Reference Hall of Fame probability. I don't even know how.
No. I'm not talking about the Basketball Reference.
Yeah, I don't know how to calculate that.
But that's what Ron's using. The 97% is from the Basketball Reference page.
Well, when you're talking about Carmelo Anthony, are you talking about Carmelo Anthony and Paul George in the same sentence? That's the logic when you're talking about these guys going into the Hall of Fame. And does Carmelo Anthony and Paul George, are they on the same page? Are they? And I don't think
Carmelo Anthony's a better player than him, but they both first ballot Hall of Fame.
I'm not talking about Dwayne Wade and Bill Sharman in the same sentence. They're both in the Hall of Fame.
But are we sure that Paul George has had a better career than Jimmy Butler?
Yeah, but they're both going to make it.
I'm not.
I think so.
That's fair.
They're both going to make it. So
that's fair.
And it doesn't he's gonna make it.
I don't know about this Paul George thing.
But also Paul George.
You don't know if he's gonna make it. You don't know if he's this good.
I know he's gonna make it, but I'm like, why?
Man, yeah, but y'all only looking at Paul George for like his last 3 years of his career.
Not doing that. No, I'm not.
He's a 9-time All-Star, 4-time All-Defense, 6-time All-NBA with a Most Improved Player award. That's why he's gonna make it.
That's not including what he did at Fresno State.
That's not including him coming back from that atrocious injury we seen on live TV. Him coming back
and he has a top 3 MVP finish and a top 5.
I'm not giving no injury tax.
No, but that's a hell of an injury. Him breaking his leg and coming back and doing wonders, turning into PG-13 from PG-24.
Just so you know, though, Jordan, we didn't do that with Bernard King when he tore his knee up. That was a death sentence in the 80s when you tore your knee up. But we didn't. He wasn't put in the Hall of Fame because he came back from a torn ACL.
But chill. We're not talking about that. Then a torn ACL. We've seen players have that injury. We've rarely seen.
Not in 1985, Jordan. That was a death sentence.
No, but I'm talking. No, but I'm not.
Bones heal.
But I'm not talking about.
Exactly. A broken bone is easier to heal than a torn ACL.
That was
but
they didn't know how to handle that. But go ahead.
We've seen guys with Kevin Ware, like Kevin Ware in college, do that. Where's Kevin Ware?
He had a compound fracture.
Paul George had
Kevin Ware
his was worse than Paul George's.
Yeah, but they both was crazy. Like they both was crazy. Snap, like boom. We ain't never seen that. Like on live TV.
You ain't see Sean Livingston?
No, I didn't see Sean Livingston. But it was disgusting. I didn't see it on live TV, but I seen it like.
Hey, Jordan, I didn't play basketball for 2 weeks after that.
Yeah, I seen it like years after, and I was like, that's disgusting. But
I couldn't believe that, chill.
His leg on a stanchion, coming back. I think the very next year he came back towards the end of the season and still had a miraculous career after that. Now his last 3 years been a little crazy, little shaky, but he was good with the Clippers.
Paul George is over. He is. You can say it.
I ain't gonna say that.
He been playing all right the last couple games though.
He played bad last game though. But with the Clippers he was good. Of course, with the Thunder he was good. In Indiana he was locked in. But he'll be a Hall of Fame player. I think he's better than Jimmy Butler too, though. By the way, but skill-wise, you know what I mean. But you're not wrong if you say Jimmy Butler's better than Paul George.
So for me, it's not even a Jimmy Butler thing, and we're going to continue to move down this list.
Yeah.
Because obviously we're nitpicking right now. Mars has clearly stated that all of these guys are going to make it, but I'm just looking at the odds, and I just don't understand how Paul George has a higher chance of making a Hall of Fame than guys like Kyrie Irving, guys like Kawhi Leonard, guys like Draymond and Klay Thompson, and I'll just throw Kevin Love in there too. He
blackmailing somebody.
But the Kyrie one, come on now, like
come on, what?
I do understand.
Come on, what?
I understand the Kyrie one because
how?
Because Kyrie as a focal point of a team, like him being the number one option on the team, like where have we seen Kyrie do that?
Oh, and this Paul George number one option thing in you guys' head is, I'm telling you, it's imaginary. It's not real. It's not real. Paul George was not that number one option that you guys think he was. He wasn't.
Indiana, he wasn't. And I look,
Ron, he was the number one option. That's just not true.
No, I'm not saying he wasn't. I'm not saying he wasn't. I'm just saying. It was one of those teams where it's almost like the Jason Tatum number one option. It's almost like the Jason Tatum number one option. No, you the number one option. You the number one option. But I got Jaylen Brown.
David West.
But I got
it's nothing like that.
I got Kristaps
not like that at
Porzingis,
all.
I got Drew, I got Derek White,
you can
who on
say-
any given night will
like
be the
that.
number one. On any given night, these guys outscore me.
That wasn't the case.
David
when he was
West
in
not
the
a number
NBA.
one option on any
I
given
mean,
night.
if
He
Danny
was-
Granger don't go down, we don't even really know.
Roy Hibbert
That's
was
a
an
fact,
all-star at
but
the
he did.
time.
That's a fact, but he
He
did go down.
wasn't
was
also,
the
right?
number one option
It's a
on
fact.
that crew. That's not the problem. The problem is that he wasn't good enough as the number one option to win the NBA championship. He actually told us that.
Yeah.
He wasn't good enough to do that.
But he was
you
still
can
a
be a
good-
number one option on a crew and not be good enough to win an NBA championship. And that's who Paul George was.
Better
At the end of the day.
number one option than Kyrie Irving, too. That's a fact. Better number one option than Kyrie Irving.
Wasn't a better number one option than Jimmy Butler. Huh?
You might got me on that one, but you might got me on that one. You might got me on that one, but I'm just saying. Paul George,
I could argue David West was the best player on that team.
no, you cannot argue that.
You can't argue that.
Come on,
No,
Ox,
you
you can't
can't.
argue that.
Ox is so wrapped up in these unsung guys, and what you do after you try.
Why
to
is
make
David
these
West
guys to be
unsung?
more-
Why is David West unsung?
Okay.
Why? Why?
okay.
Because people just didn't like the style he played.
No,
because
that's
Paul
not
George
what
was a
the
little more
problem is.
flashy.
The
That's all
reason
it
why
is. Y'all are
that's not
so
why.
caught up in vanity. Y'all don't even like y'all. Sometimes I don't know if y'all even like basketball for real. Do y'all just want to see somebody do some pretty tween shit? That's all y'all care about now?
No.
Paul George weren't even doing that pretty.
Yeah, he got
tween
shifty
stuff
when
He
he
was.
when
Yes, he was. Yes,
No,
he
he
was.
was
always
really?
been like
Yeah.
that.
That boy been
Not
dribbling
like
the air
that.
out the ball.
Not like that.
That
Not
boy
like
been
that.
dribbling the air out the ball since he got to the
No,
NBA.
no, he hasn't. Not
What?
like that. Not like that.
No,
No,
in 20
he hasn't.
He couldn't even dribble.
In 2015, all right, look, it might not have necessarily been the dribbling, but he was a smooth, tall, and
No, he's
athletic
smooth.
basketball player.
Bro, he grew
Paul
like
George
Nah,
was
this
smooth.
is some
Did he
revisionism
dunk
right
on
now.
Birdman? Paul George wasn't smooth at that moment in time.
Bro, remember Ron?
Smooth or just
He
aggressive?
grew like
He
four-
was a smooth basketball player. He might not have been 2019 Paul George yet, but
Bro,
Paul
he
George
grew
is
like
still
4 inches.
I'm talking about when,
Someone watched Paul George when he first came
Paul
into the
George
league.
grew like
not
4
when he
inches.
first came into the league, Morris. Not when he first came into the league. What was the year he dunked on George on
Are
Birdman?
you telling me 3 years later he was
Bro,
smooth
Paul
as
George
he
was like coming out
By
of college, he was like
2013,
6'5", bro.
14, Paul George
He
was
just started
smooth.
He
growing.
wasn't no 6'5" when he came to the
Paul
NBA.
George, bro, I remember the last time I seen Paul
If
George.
Paul George would have
This is
been, if Paul George would have been
revisionist history.
6'5", he wouldn't even have made it.
No,
to the
hold
NBA.
on. No, yes, he would have. Number one. But I'm saying, like, by the time he's like around his senior, well, not senior year, but his second year or whatever, first year, before he got to the NBA in college. I remember he
At
wasn't
Fresno,
that tall.
He might have grew at Fresno. He ain't growing the
Yes,
league.
but I'm saying from that time to him getting 6'9", 6'8", he wasn't that tall. Like, so he learned how to dribble when you're young, then you get a little taller. Of course, it's smooth. But he wasn't doing all these isolation moves like he does now. That was how the game was played back then.
Man, David West was balling. That was David West.
You keep saying this is what I want to get to the bottom of. Because
Am I tripping? Was that not true?
Yes, you are. Yes, you are, Ox. And the reason why you're tripping, Ox, is because what you do is you overrate these unsung guys. I don't want to discredit them, but we got to stop acting like
You're
these unsung guys.
You're overrating Paul George.
No, I'm not. Okay, we ain't even talking about
So
Paul George.
I'm overrating
Let me ask you this question.
David West. You're not overrating Paul George.
Oh, here's why. So let me ask you this question, Ox. When David West was running around, the David West that you love from 2000, I don't know, let's say 2008 to 2016, was he better than LaMarcus Aldridge?
What's that got to do with anything?
These are the guys that he was running up against, and these are the guys that you're talking about.
I'm talking about who was better on that team, not who was better at their possession.
On that specific team, with Paul George, with what am I thinking about?
Roy
the
Hibbert.
big guy, Roy Hibbert.
The real best player on
George,
that team.
George Hill. Show George Hill some love too.
Hill, the best player on that team in year 3 when they win the Eastern Conference Championship is Paul George. He is the best player. Now, David West might be your best interior player, which is I know what you dig, and I won't argue that. However, what I am arguing is I will argue that being an unsung guy, which is what you like to do, Ox, and overrate these guys.
I don't think David West is unsung.
Bigger deal than what they are. David West was not the best player.
If y'all don't see how good David West was, that's y'all problem. That doesn't make him unsung. That y'all just because y'all don't respect what he was doing, don't make him unsung.
No, it's not that I don't respect what he was doing, Ox. For you to say that he was the best player on a team that was in the Eastern Conference Championship, that means that he was elite. He wasn't elite.
I think personally, I think y'all hyped Paul George because y'all didn't expect it from him. I think Danny Granger goes out, who was clearly far better than Paul George. He goes down. Paul George comes in and happens to play really well. I think y'all just overrate that. Like, oh my God, this guy Paul George, just because he replaced Danny Granger. Y'all say David West is unsung. I don't think so. I think David West was that dude, and y'all just didn't show him the love that he deserved. And so y'all calling him unsung. David West was cold. At that point of power forwards, we're talking about the 2010s. David West was one of the better power forwards.
Was he better than?
I don't think we arguing that.
He wasn't better than LaMarcus.
LaMarcus, I think Ox would say LaMarcus was better than Paul George too. So,
you think LaMarcus was better than Paul George at that time?
Yes. What?
So it doesn't matter if David West was better than LaMarcus.
I know y'all don't think he was better than LaMarcus.
I mean, LaMarcus better.
I know y'all not going to say that.
I mean, that's a tough conversation, but I would give.
I'm not to you, Chill, because Jordan asked that, but I'm just saying, like, there's no way y'all think that. Like, no way. So, but my thing is when the year when Roy, because Roy Hibbert had what 2 really good seasons, about 2 really good seasons. Those were the years when it wasn't Paul George's.
2014. He was
game. It wasn't Paul George. Yeah, maybe there, but that season. I'm talking about that season. I don't take one sample of a season and be like, oh, he was terrible because he folded in the finals. I don't do that. That's not realistic.
Okay.
Roy Hibbert and David West, their combined presence in the paint is what made that team so good. Paul George played well. He was really good, but he didn't carry that squad.
And don't forget about George Hill and Lance Stevenson. We haven't brought up Lance Stevenson yet. Show board ready some love.
What year are we talking about?
2013, I don't think Paul George was definitively their best player. 14, maybe. But 2013, I'm
You're talking about 2015, 2014 was hurt.
Well, no, 2014 he got hurt in the offseason.
Yeah, he got hurt.
2014 he was there the whole year and they went to the conference finals and they
2013, 2014, yeah, okay.
And then so 2013 when they went to 7 with Miami, I don't think he was definitively their best player. I don't know who it was, but I don't think he was definitive. 2014, I think it probably was Paul George. But I do think this, like, we're getting back to the notion of someone being the best player on this conference finals teams means that this level of player. I don't think it means that. I just think the Indiana Pacers are a really good team, and you feel compelled to give their best player more credit than they need.
Yeah, but he was better than David West.
They got there because they had the best defense in the league by a significant margin, and they had the best defense in the playoffs. That's how they got.
And one of the main.
And Roy Hibbert was their best defender. And Paul George.
Yeah, but Paul George was their best.
Was their best perimeter defender.
George Hill. What about
Hill was sitting down at that moment.
Yes, but
Paul George was the best defender than George Hill.
Don't do that, George.
He might have been, but George Hill was still sitting down, though.
No, but George Hill.
Y'all want to make it seem like Paul George was the heart and soul of that defense.
No, we're not doing that.
The defense. Roy Hibbert was the main.
He was their anchor. He was their anchor in the middle.
Yeah, but we saying that Paul George was the best player on that team. That's all we saying.
Yeah,
he was the best player.
How did they get to the conference finals? So I told him it was because of that defense. That's why.
And look, Jordan,
with their defense, you keep saying that with their defense, Paul George was a big part of what they were doing defensively, and he was their best.
He was their second best defender,
right? And I think he was their best scorer. I think he was, in addition to having David West, in addition to having Danny Granger, who had a bad wheel. That's not my issue. He had a bad wheel, but I think Paul George was their best scorer. So in addition to Paul George being their best scorer, and arguably, I'm not going to say arguably, I think he was their best perimeter defender and their most versatile defender, both on the wing and in the post at 6'8", close to 6'9". I think he was their best player.
That's right. I don't. If you think he was their best player, I'm not like saying you're wrong. I'm saying I just don't think it was definitive. You go back and watch like the 2013 playoffs in particular. Paul George was extremely inconsistent offensively, and like I'd argue if you want to look at like who was more reliable, like Roy Hibbert and David West were probably more reliable on a game-to-game basis offensively. And the reason they were getting through games is because they were just stopping teams from scoring. And Paul George was a big part of that. Like I said, he was their best perimeter defender. He was their second best defender overall. But when you look at 2013, that's the year I'm talking about where I don't think it was definitive. In terms of offensive consistency, that's not what Paul George was providing. There was games where he would go crazy, and there was games where he would be terrible. But they would still be able to win games because their defense was consistent.
Yeah, but see, Jordan, that's my point. That's my point. I think that Paul George was a good player, but I think y'all look at the success that some of those Pacers teams have, and y'all be like, oh well, that was Paul George. That's not. That's not what's going on over there. That's not what I was saying. That's the only point I'm trying to say.
I ain't arguing that.
That was a hell of a squad.
No,
we don't do that. We don't do that with Joe Johnson. We don't do that with Joe Johnson.
No, for sure. But I just disagree with you saying David West was better than Paul George on that team. That's the only thing I disagree with.
Paul George too. If we get into that, if we want to get into that,
ISO Joe was like that. ISO Joe was like that. But
but Jordan, that's the only thing I was trying to say is just as the number one option. I think we give Paul George just a little too much credit. That's it. But I do think he was the best player on our team.
That's my only point.
But Ron, that's fair. But all I said was we haven't seen Kyrie Irving as a number one option. At least do what Paul George done as number one option.
And we haven't seen Paul George do what Kyrie did as the second option.
You are right. You are right.
He never played with a player that good, Ron. That's not fair.
He played. Okay.
With a player that good.
All right, no doubt. Okay, he never got the opportunity to do that.
Kyrie never played on a team like the Pacers, and when he did, he got hurt.
But also too though. But hold on, no, I'm not gonna let y'all get off the hook with that. Okay, because look, maybe he never played with a player as good as Luka. But at the same time, let's look at what Kyrie did this last season. They went to the finals, didn't they? Kyrie was the second option.
Some people would argue Russ is on that level. I'm just saying. Some people would argue Russ is on that level.
Well, I would be one of the people, but I just said that just to soothe y'all over.
Thank you, Ron. Please.
Some people will say Kawhi as well, but I'm just saying though.
Okay.
Paul George is Paul George.
Kawhi.
Oh, I forgot about that. Ron, why you ain't lead with that? You should have led with that, Ron.
I'm just saying.
How do you forget he played with Kawhi?
Stop that. Because Kawhi Leonard and Paul George were 100% hurt.
Are we sitting here
In 2020 they were. In 2020 they were.
I am not.
In 2020 they were.
In 2020, they missed a lot of games together.
They were healthy in the postseason.
But they missed a lot.
Hold up, chill. Right quick, chill. Hold up.
I'm gonna have a
go ahead, chill.
Games in 2016 and won a chip.
This is
no.
Y'all chill has something he has to get off his chest.
Kyrie missed half the season.
Well, I know what you're about to say, and I want to say yes.
No.
Hold on. Go ahead, chill.
I don't know what you're about to say, but I'm going to say yes.
I just want to make sure that I'm understanding you guys correctly. When I hear you tell me that Paul George played with Kawhi Leonard, who was as good as 2015, 2016 LeBron James.
Oh,
that's what I'm understanding from you guys.
Hell no.
Is that what I just want to make sure that I'm not losing my mind?
Ox going to say what Ox says, but who else?
Y'all didn't see Kawhi in 21?
Yeah, we good, Ox.
He was.
We were talking. Hey, chill. We were talking about Luka. We weren't talking about LeBron.
Yeah,
we were talking about Luka. We were talking about Kyrie last year with Luka.
Hold on, Ron. Stop right here, bro. You just told us. Now let me get out the frying pan and let's put Ox ass back in the frying pan. Ox, give me legit logic that the 2021 Kawhi Leonard.
How many times we gotta go through this?
16 James, go.
He's not better than Bron, but he's on that level of player.
Let me rephrase the question.
He's on that level of player.
Let me rephrase the question. Give me legit logic that the 2021 Kawhi Leonard was as good as 15-16 LeBron James. Go.
Well, he was the best player in the league in 21. He was the best player in the league in 21. He was unguardable in half court and transition. Half court and in transition, he was at his peak. He had took maybe a half a step back on defense, but he was still a top 5 defender in the NBA. Like, I don't understand why y'all keep trying to do this to 21 Kawhi. If y'all watched him, he wasn't.
No,
he wasn't a top 5 defender.
If you say top 5 wing defender,
he was not a top 5 defender in the game.
Period.
I could do that. I could do that, Mars, but that's too easy. No, he was a top 5 defender.
I still agree with you for the sake of the argument.
Like Kawhi was top 3. I say he was the best player in the NBA in 21, but I'll respect Kevin Durant. I will. So he was a top 3 player hands down. He was for sure. He was better at everything. Like what? Okay, so what was that? What was that? Like I said, I'm not saying he was better than Bron, but he was in that. He was on that level of player though.
That's what that's what I'm talking about.
Was he not at that level
in 2021? No, I don't think so. And the reason why, and here's why I don't think so. The reason why I don't think so is because in 2021, you're telling me that he was the best player in the world, right? That's what you're telling me. Even though
I think he
right.
was.
Even though during that time there was the ascension of Joker, right? And in addition to
21,
the
he
ascension
wasn't on that level yet.
Even with the ascension of Joker, KD was still that dude. In the 2021 season, LeBron James had just come up winning the NBA championship for the 4th time. Kevin Durant
was LeBron
still
better than 21.
One more time.
In 21, was Bron better than KD? Was Bron
going
better than Kawhi in 21?
Going into that season, he was. Yes. Going into that season, he was the best player in the world. Going into that season.
Why? Just because they won the championship?
But absolutely. Wait. I just want to make sure that I'm understanding what LeBron James was at that time. I think he had finished second in league MVP votes. He had led the league in assists. He had averaged 25 a game. They had won the NBA championship. Went deep into the playoffs and won the NBA championship. Meanwhile, Kawhi Leonard in 2021 had one of the biggest choke jobs. 21? Had one of the biggest choke jobs in NBA history, which was what happened to him in the 2021 season.
I'm not talking about MVP votes and what happened in 2020. I'm talking about 21.
And I want to get back to Kawhi Leonard being a top 5 defender. I'm going to run down some names for you, Oxton. I want you to tell me if Leonard was better than these guys.
Wait. Top 5 perimeter defender.
Okay,
so there we go. There we go.
You know what? I can get with that, but I'm also going to run some names down to you.
No, I want to hear it though. Yeah, please do.
I do want to run some names down to you as perimeter defenders. I ain't even talking about overall defenders. I'm just talking about perimeter defenders. How you feel about Leonard and Ben Simmons at that time?
I still got Kawhi.
Okay, you'll take Kawhi. How you feel about Leonard and Draymond at that time?
Kawhi.
How you feel about Leonard and Drew Holiday at that time?
Kawhi.
How you feel about Leonard and Buckets at that time?
Kawhi.
Why?
Jimmy Butler has never been a better defender than Kawhi Leonard.
Okay.
Never.
How do you feel about Leonard? How you feel about Leonard and Thibault at that time?
Matisse was solid. He was still too light.
Very solid, but he wasn't Kawhi.
I got Kawhi. I got with this list so far. I can get behind Ben Simmons and Drew Holiday.
Mm-hmm.
Those are the two where I'm having a lot of trouble with. Now, I would be fine putting them ahead of Kawhi. I would be fine putting them ahead of Kawhi. Those two. Everybody else chill. I don't think it's really much of a conversation.
So Mikal Bridges, you don't like that one. Marcus Smart, you ain't feeling that.
Marcus Smart got DPOY year?
No, that
Marcus Smart solid.
That was the next. Marcus Smart, he ended up with
next.
Who was DPOY that year?
22 was his DPOY year.
Rudy Gobert.
Who was 20?
Rudy Gobert.
21, Rudy. If it wasn't someone new, it was Rudy.
It was Rudy in 21. So when we talking about Leonard being on that level of James, who at the end of that season in the 15-16 season, after what they had done, after what he had did throughout the course of that season, being a first team All-Pro, playing at a high level, taking that team deep into the playoffs, and there was a conversation between him and Steph Curry as the best player in the world, and for what he did in the NBA Finals. And again, Mars, I'm not going to give credit for you putting the fire out in the house that you started the fire in. I'm not going to do that. So I'm not going to sit up and go, they were down 3-1. No, you guys started the fire. You put the fire out.
It was still amazing though.
It was amazing. I'm not going to argue that. But then what we have now, once he did what he did, now we have a separation. Right now, I think that at that point, it's definitive. It's James, and now it's a gap. I don't think that there was ever a point where in 2021, it was Leonard and it was a gap between everybody else. In fact, at that point, it was Leonard, it was KD, it was James, and it was a bunch of different guys in the conversation. In 2015, 2016, I think that LeBron James was the best player on the planet, and I don't think it was a question. That was never the case.
Steph Curry.
I feel like Steph is being disrespected, but
you can't do that.
If I'm being honest with you, Miles, sure, that may be the case. But what happened after the finals, I think, shut that down.
That's not how that works. That's not how that works.
We're
talking about 2 different years. You can't do that.
Lose and that shut everything down. Okay, I guess.
But that's not how that works. Those are 2 separate years. You can't do that and say that's why he's better than him. You can't say because there was a bigger gap in 15 than there was in 21. That doesn't. We're not talking about their game at that point. I can't say because he had more MVP votes or he was first team All NBA. That's not their game. That's just accolades and how much worse the competition was here compared to here. You know, and so that's just not fair. You just can't do that. On top of that, in 21, Kawhi, KD, and Giannis were all better than Bron. In 21,
after they won the NBA championship,
that NBA
How Bron was playing before the injury?
But hold on, no more, because that NBA championship don't mean nothing for 2021. I can't say you're better. I can't say you're better because you won a championship last year. That don't got nothing to do with this year.
Yeah, it has everything to do with this year. I can't stand how you do discount what happened the year before. There's the reason why we come up here in the preseason and go, hey, Moss, who's going to be the defensive player of the year in your estimation? You say
that's speculation.
And why are you saying that? You saying
we're not speculating. This is what we already saw.
Yeah, but now we're talking about it 4 years later. Why are we still speculating?
Yeah, we don't. That's what I'm saying. We don't got to speculate.
And these guys,
but we don't need to recall our speculation. We can say, looking back on it, who was the best. That's what we can do.
It's not Kawhi.
Fellas, I'm about to step in because we have got off track with 21 Kawhi versus peak LeBron debate.
This is what the panel is, man. This is what we do. We start talking about.
Well, Mars, we never got the Ray John yet. Let's move on so we can get the Ray John.
And that was a good conversation. I'm glad we ended up where we ended up. We was on the freeway and somehow we ended up in the suburbs of whatever city.
Because Ron, you know what though, Ron? Because before Kawhi tore his ACL, when he bumped Joe Ingles, or was that Bo Young? It was Joe Ingles. When he bumped Joe Ingles and tore his ACL, up to that point, LA was his. He was the best. He was the best player in La La Land for sure.
Him and KD were on a fast track to the finals. It would have been what we deserved in 2019. That's what it would have been. They were just getting to it 2 years later.
But Giannis is Giannis, so you know.
James Harden was injured, and Kyrie was injured, and Kawhi was injured. That's what happened. Yeah,
Giannis was Giannis.
A lot of injuries.
That's all I said.
I want to just make sure that we all were watching the same thing. Like in 2021, it was so obvious that Kawhi Leonard, along with KD, Giannis, and respect LeBron James, were really the top.
Respect regular season Steph Curry. Respect what Steph was doing that season.
I hear what you're saying, but 15-16 LeBron was just
right. And I already said that, Ron. I said that KD, that Bron's better than Kawhi. That
Bron might be better than like everyone except like 2 people ever. So like,
well, the thing about it is, it's still, to me, it's still even a gap in between what he was doing and what 21 Kawhi was doing.
Even so, because the whole conversation was supposed to be about Kyrie Irving. Let's not act like Kyrie wasn't playing at the same level that Bron was playing at in that run.
Okay, slow down.
All the way down, like put your e-brake on.
Put
your e-brake on.
Yeah, let's hit the brakes.
Yo.
Kyrie
was going crazy.
Let's rephrase the sentence to the Cavs do not win without everything that Kyrie gave them.
That's
everything Kyrie gave them. They needed every last drop of what Kyrie gave them.
Yeah, for sure.
To win
they needed those 40. They need that 40 ball that him and LeBron had on the same night.
It's never happened, by the way, in NBA history.
Yeah, of course they needed that.
Going band for band. Kyrie was doing just as much of a carry job as LeBron was doing.
Yeah, but you said on
no.
I just said 2018 exists. We seen LeBron without Kyrie, and we seen what he did.
Right. I'm talking about in that specific series, though. We're talking about that series.
No doubt. You understand the difference between a carry job and doing my job? He wasn't carrying him. He was just doing his job.
He did a little more than his job. Yeah, he did a little more.
LeBron was
doing more than his job.
LeBron was doing more than his job.
Well, LeBron always did more than his job, but Kyrie for sure exceeded what he was supposed to do.
LeBron carried. Kyrie worked overtime.
That was some of the most beautiful stuff I ever seen in my life. That
for sure, but LeBron carried. Kyrie just worked overtime. LeBron put everything else on his back.
I feel like saying that Bron carried is still reaching. I feel like they both just.
I don't think he can.
They ain't reaching.
Bron did not carry.
When I hear the term carry, it's like you're doing everything and no one else is really helping you. That's when I think carry. That's how I view the term carry.
Points, rebounds, assists.
Kyrie was right there.
Rebounds, assists.
Right.
Steals too. Blocks too.
Everything. Rebounds, steals, assists,
minutes.
Minutes.
But like the reason
that was crazy, bro. Bro was
I know for certain because I've heard Chilltown say it. Jason Tatum led the Celtics in the playoffs in points, rebounds, and assists. He did not carry that damn team.
All right, but Mars, we all can see with our eyes that it's a difference. I get what you're saying, but we know.
Yeah.
But there's also a difference between typical carry jobs and having Kyrie doing what he did. Can we factor that in? You don't carry when you have a guy like Kyrie doing what Kyrie did. You don't. That's not Kyrie.
Did Kyrie get any? Did Kyrie get any
That's
finals
not
MVP votes that
Kyrie
year?
was doing what he. That's not a character. When you have Kyrie
doing
what he did, you have Kyrie making that shot in Game 7.
He
You have
might have. I
Kyrie
don't know.
giving him 41 in Game 5. You're not carrying the team at that point. You
Yeah,
have someone right
LeBron
there.
had 40.
giving you
LeBron
top
had
10
41 in
production the
Game
league.
5 too. LeBron had 41 in Game
That's
5
my
too.
point. That's not carrying. If you
Yeah,
have
but
someone. If you have someone on
everything
your
Kyrie
team
is doing,
alongside you, playing like a top 10 player in the NBA,
Sounds like
how
you're
are you
carrying
carrying
your
the
weight.
team?
That's what it sounds like to me.
You have
Sounds
two
like you're
guys playing at a
carrying your
top
weight.
10 level in the NBA, and you're saying one of them's carrying the team. That's ridiculous.
Yes, because one of them is getting the bulk of what the team needs.
I don't think that's
one of
carrying.
them is
I don't view that as carrying.
Fellas, we gotta move on. And Mars, I understand what you're saying. All I'm gonna say is Bron been carrying since 2006. He's still carrying.
Yeah, I know the TikTok's gonna definitely say that Bron carried, but like they be glazing.
Why TikTok? Why not
15, 16.
I don't read the Instagram comments because that's just.
But all right, y'all.
They need help.
We diving back. We diving back on this Hall of Fame tier though. So we all can agree that Kawhi and Kyrie will be in the Hall of Fame. So we're gonna keep it pushing. We talked about Kyle Lowry. We haven't talked about Draymond Green yet, and his 76% odds to make it into the Hall of Fame. Is this something that we need to discuss?
He'll make it. Yeah, there's nothing to really discuss. He'll make it.
All right. Shout out Draymond Green. What?
So you talking about Draymond, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Draymond definitely a Hall of Fame player. All the Hall of Fame and all the Hall of Fame punches he's been throwing and kicks he's been throwing too. That's Hall of Fame.
All right, so y'all, believe it or not, Draymond has higher Hall of Fame odds than Kevin Love, Jimmy Butler, Klay Thompson, and since he's right here in this group, Amari Stoudemire. They all at 73%.
I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at that. Kevin Love kind of fizzled out after like his
you wild as
championship run.
Like, I think you just looking at Draymond Green for the player that he was in the NBA. I don't know if you got college when Draymond retired, when Draymond left Michigan State, he was their all-time leading rebounder.
I understand that. I understand that. I was there. I'm just talking about we
player of the year in the
I want to talk about who's a better basketball player and not one.
That's not what the Hall of Fame is about, though.
I understand. Hold on, real quick. First, my first issue was Klay Thompson. My last issue was Amari Stoudemire.
Amari, you can have Klay Honer
because no, he was incredible at Michigan State, and I understand that weighs into your Hall of Fame. All I'm saying is like when we're talking about these players, at some point, I just want to talk hoop. I want to talk about who's a better basketball player, and not one of y'all can sit here and tell me with a straight face that y'all think Draymond Green was ever better than Amari Stoudemire.
Amari, you can have. Amari, you can have. I'm not gonna argue about Amari. I'm not gonna argue about that. He's for sure better than Klay. He's better than Kevin Love. He's for sure better. Like, you're not gonna convince me otherwise. He's better than
Jimmy.
He's better than Jimmy too.
You talking about Draymond Green?
Come on, Klay. Come on, Mark.
Talking about Draymond Green better
than the worst player that you named of all of them. You said
Draymond Green better than Jimmy Butler.
We talking about basketball players, right? And Ox, you're a big fan of
trying to help push the agenda.
Ox is a big fan of these unsung guys, and I'm a fan of dirty work guys and unsung guys too. But Ox,
Amari ain't nothing unsung about Amari. Chill, don't.
I'm not talking about that, Ox. But what I am talking about is I'm talking about guys who do stuff that other people don't do, which makes them better at basketball. And a guy like Draymond Green, who did all the other stuff in addition to doing the stuff that helps you win games. In addition to doing that, Draymond was great, man.
Personally, Ox, I think you hype Amari Stoudemire.
No, you bugging on that.
He does hype him, but he's still like
he was awesome.
I'm talking about talented, but
Stoudemire was awesome, bro. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like,
what the hell is happening right now?
I don't got to repeat that. I don't got to rebut the fact.
He had that year with the Knicks, yeah, but
he had that year with the Knicks.
You see them years in
Phoenix? He had that year with the Knicks.
Before that, look. Here's my spoon right here. Hold on. I got a brand new spoon that I ordered in the mail.
Don't do that.
Look, here's my spoon. Here.
I'm gonna
take this.
Here.
So here, take this. Oh, you thirsty? Here, drink this. I'm just saying.
Okay, but if
he was putting the food, he wasn't putting the food on his plate. He was putting the food in his mouth.
That's because of Amari's
Steve Nash
ability
was
to
feeding that
shit.
boy.
Amari Stoudemire did just as much for Steve Nash as Steve Nash did for Amari Stoudemire, right?
That's a fact, Ox. That's a fact.
Amari was so good as a roller that it made that offense work. Like you could say Steve Nash is a
let's
great
not,
passer.
bro.
You know how high I am on Steve Nash. That doesn't work if you replace Amari with any random NBA big.
And it doesn't work if you
That's not
replace
working with Lamarcus
Steve Nash
Aldridge.
with any
That's not
random
happening.
point guard. That goes.
That goes.
No,
back to
I get that.
the
But I'm
trade
saying,
versus-
all right. So let me ask you this then. Let me ask you this. Let me ask you
You
this.
could replace. You could replace.
It was a little
Steve Nash
different with the
easier than
Knicks.
replacing Amari.
And once again, I respect that season with the Knicks because
With-
he started
with- no,
going
no,
more
with
ISO
on-
and stuff.
if-
So I
if you
respected
only
that.
replace some players
He was
in the
stepping
league
out,
at that
smacking
time.
that jumper.
That's why I was waiting for you to say. If you look at the league
Right.
landscape at that time,
If you
Okay.
only replace them with players that were in the league at that time, it would be easier to replace Steve Nash.
No, it
than
wouldn't
with
have.
Amari
No, it
Stoudemire.
wouldn't have.
True,
No, it wouldn't have.
Steve Nash
Hell no.
Name four.
Hell no.
Yeah, and we seen Amari Stoudemire without Steve Nash.
But Steve Nash actually won the league MVP, and he played at that
I
kind
don't
of
care
level
about the
without him.
MVP. I'm talking about.
Oh, you don't care about the MVP. Steve Nash still better, but we don't care about the MVP.
Say, I don't give a damn about the MVP. Hey, when I say that, he don't give a damn at all.
I'm talking. When Amari went to New York, it was clear. It was clear as day. Like, yeah, he don't need Steve Nash. He's an incredible basketball player. But them two, they were great together. I don't want to knock Steve Nash. I don't want to knock
Raymond
Steve
Felton.
Nash. If y'all force me to knock Steve Nash because y'all disrespect Amari Stoudemire, I will.
But Raymond,
what's the rebuttal to that?
Hold on. No, I said
Amari hooping with Raymond Felton.
He was, like I said, that one season. Now, if I seen this for a 4 or 5 year stretch, maybe I would feel more compelled to give Amari credit. But
Amari
seen him
after that,
get
right?
spoon fed from Steve Nash for years. And then once again, like I said, he got to the Knicks and his game expanded a little more. He was a little more ISO heavy. He was knocking down that jumper.
Amari wasn't good the year before with Stephon Marbury. He still wasn't good.
He was good, but
he had 2 years, but that next year he really took
rookie of the year.
Sean Marion was good before Steve Nash got there. So that's a fact. Yeah, but I'm just saying, you people will say, Steve Nash is spoon-feeding all these guys.
There's not much of a sample of Amari without Nash, especially in his prime, because by 2012, you could see the decline was already happening. And before that, you got Steve Nash in year 3. So you saying, what did he do without Nash? It's like, you're looking at 3 year sample size. I'm telling you, he was really good in 2 of them.
Yeah.
What more you want?
He was. But I'm just saying, I would be more compelled to give him credit if he didn't play with a point guard that was just spoon feeding him. That's all I'm saying.
I don't think he was spoon fed. I think they both worked with each other.
They did. 100%. I'm just saying it's harder to replace Steve Nash than it is to replace Amari.
I don't know, man. I don't know, man.
What year you want to talk about, Ron?
At that time, who are we going to replace Amari Stoudemire with at that time?
Ron, you want to talk about the first year when he came in as a rookie, got rookie of the year? You want to talk about the next year when he was averaging 21 and 9 without what do we want to talk about?
Let's go 06-07. That's when the next
take Stoudemire off that crew and put Dirk Nowitzki on that crew.
Dirk
Nash already played with them.
Yeah, he did.
Nash already played with them.
Dirk got better.
I'm saying you could have. So at that time, let's talk about something. I want to talk about superstars. You could have put Dre Miller over there with Amari.
That's a fact. Stop! Don't do that, Mars.
I do. It wouldn't have been the same, but I do.
Darren Williams.
You could have put no. That's what I'm saying. I'm not gonna do that, Mars. I'm not gonna do that.
Darren Williams don't go enough.
Darren Williams and Carlos Boozer was getting busy.
I'm not gonna go to the top. I'm not going to the very top. You could have put Mike Bibby over there.
Dre.
No.
Hell no.
You could put Mike Bibby over there with Amari.
Mike Bibby than Steve Nash was. He wasn't a knockdown shooter.
He would have been with Amari.
No,
Chris Paul, though.
You know how much
Chris Paul, though.
Rondo. That's not fair. We don't want to do that. That's not fair. That's too easy.
You could probably go 4, maybe 5 point guards.
I like to make these things.
But how many bigs?
We don't want to just go to the top.
We can go about 8 bigs
in that era.
Yes,
and that would do what Amari doing.
So.
Yes, it might not have looked the same. Like obviously Amari's jumping ability was out of this world, so they're not going to be catching every oop and just dunking on people. But Steve Nash would have been able to accomplish the same exact thing.
Ron, you know for a fact how much easier it is, how much easier it makes your job when you got a player like Amari Stoudemire. Amari, you're talking about, he spoon-fed him. That's because he allowed himself to be spoon-fed. He had the ability to be spoon-fed.
So he had his hand behind his back.
Like when you feeding the kid, you got some of them kids that just don't want to eat. They be like,
that's how my dog is sometimes.
I like that. Amari Stoudemire. Amari Stoudemire came to eat, right? He could bail you out throwing the ball anywhere near the rim. You could give it to him anywhere, and he's gonna do what he got to do with the ball. Bro, stop this.
I'm not impressed. Hey, look. Before we move on, this is all I'm gonna say. He would have did the same thing with Chris Bosh. He would have did the same thing with Dwight. He would have did the same.
Dwight.
But did Dwight want to be a pick and roll big?
He was a pick and roll big.
Hell yeah, because he couldn't post up.
With Jameer Nelson was doing it with him.
Dwight getting?
What? Oh, well, he was getting posted up. I'm just talking about.
No, he was getting him. He was getting him.
How many times did we hear Dwight complain about being a pick and roll big? How much he wanted more?
He wouldn't have had a choice, but he would have also. He would have also got a lot more of other things too. He would have got. He would have got more money in transition. Well, this is a different time in Dwight's career. His back was, But I'm talking about
in Steve Nash's career.
In 05, 06, 07, 08, Dwight would have been running that floor. Steve Nash would have been giving him oops in transition. He would have been running down the middle. He would have been catching.
What about LaMarcus Aldridge?
Look, throw LaMarcus in there too.
No, not like.
And it might not have looked exactly the same. Once again, it might not have looked exactly the same. But Steve Nash would have turned. He would have turned him up, and they would have been just as good.
You know how much that would have slowed the game down? How much that would have slowed the game
down? No. LaMarcus would have got out and started running.
They couldn't have played that same style with
LaMarcus ain't running with the knock knees.
With Chris Bosh. You can't
Mario
do that.
Would be the one running all the time. LaMarcus ain't.
LaMarcus ain't running with them knock knees.
LaMarcus gonna be there in that half court game. You gonna run that pick and pop. You gonna
shooting fadeaways from the 3-point line.
Is Steve Nash going to average the same amount of assists?
LaMarcus was cold as a motherfucker, boy.
They're really, you're naming good players, but the way in which what made Phoenix work was that Amari was relentless getting to the rim. You're naming pick and pop bigs. It's not.
Well, hold on, Chris. I said Chris Bosh and Dwight Howard. I started with those two.
Yeah, Dwight was fine. Dwight was fine.
Chris Bosh too.
But besides the post up stuff, but Dwight was fine.
Who? Nick Claxton?
Kind of, but but LaMarcus, no, and whatever other beyond that.
I'm gonna say Carlos Boozer. Now look, it might not have been over the top.
You're naming another pick and pop guy.
Oh, get the hell out of here with that.
Carlos Boozer was rolling too. I see him and Darren Williams was going crazy in that pick and roll. The same thing y'all said.
That was a pick and pop 15.
So time out. Okay.
And then if it's not there, then we turn it into post ups.
Once again,
we moving the ball. That's what.
Once again, it's more than one way to skin a cat. So here's all I'm saying.
But Mike didn't tell
Are you guys sitting here trying to tell me that just because these guys weren't the vertical threat and Steve Nash couldn't throw him an alley-oop, that Steve Nash wouldn't get busy in a pick and roll with these guys?
No, that's not what I'm saying, Ron. That's not what I'm saying. Ron. Let me answer the question, Ron. Let me answer the question, Ron. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that. So let's be clear. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is the Amari's ability, and we talked about this with Chris Paul before too, with Blake and DeAndre. Amari's ability to play so high over the rim allows for a point guard to get bailed out in tough situations. It allows the point guard to expand their passing radius. You know what I'm saying? So it changes everything. It changes the whole landscape of what I can do with the basketball. Now, if I got a guy that's rolling to the rim, but it's bigs here, I can't get you the ball, but I can't just throw it to the top of the backboard like I can with Amari, that changes what I can do. If you're picking and popping your way out here, it changes everything, right?
Ron, why are you leaving out, Ron, when you talk about these other bigs? Why are you leaving out the athlete that Stoudemire was? And the reason why he was, and that was one of the main reasons why they could play as fast as they played. One of the main reasons why they can be the transition team that they were was because Amari Stoudemire was the athlete that he was. So taking the ball off the glass and us running like we're running, Steve Nash being the transition point guard that he is, and Amari Stoudemire basically throwing the ball to the top of the box and him going to get it in transition. We can't do that with Chris Bosh. We can't do that with Chris Webber. We can't do that with none of those other bigs like that. You can 100% do that with Amari Stoudemire, though.
Chris Bosh and C-Web? No, I'm not talking about C-Web in 06. I'm talking about C-Web. Yo.
What? Yeah, for sure.
C-Web?
I'm fine with young.
I'm good with Chris Webber and Dwight.
Chris Webber didn't exist at that time.
Yeah, for sure. But he brought up Chris Webber. I would have never in my mind thought to even dig in the archives and mention Chris Webber's name with Amari Stoudemire. I didn't know he was doing that.
I just think they both needed each other. No, they both could have thrived without the other. They both could have still been great players.
Yeah.
But their fit together was perfect. And I don't think replacing that with Carlos Boozer is the same level of impact.
All right, so Carlos Boozer maybe a stretch. Chris Bosh, Dwight Howard, 100% he would have got busy with that.
Not Chris Bosh.
Also, can I just name the elephants? Can I name Tim Duncan and Kevin Garnett?
You're naming more pick and pop bigs, like.
But this is the thing I'm saying. He would have
team,
still grown.
okay,
So in 06, here's what I'm saying. In
The
06,
team would have been better, but the actual continuity between the point guard and the big is not the same.
It would have changed, but the continuity would have been just as good, if not better.
No, because
You mean to tell me that Steve Nash and KG wouldn't have had? What'd you say?
No, I'm with you on
Tim
KG.
Duncan was just posting up all game. That's what he was doing.
You got to take Nash. You got to take Nash to the Spurs, bro. You can't bring Tim Duncan to Phoenix. You got to take Nash to the Spurs.
Yeah, and he would have been great in the pick and roll with Steve Nash. Steve, you know what Tim Duncan would have looked like?
He would have been flashing to the free throw line, face up jumpers. That's what he would have done.
And it would have been amazing. You know what it would have looked like with him. It's not Amari Stoudemire because he's not dunking the ball, but it would have been more effective than Amari Stoudemire.
Not getting to the rim. That's why it's not Amari Stoudemire.
Yeah, I'm 100% positive that a Steve Nash pick and roll, a Steve Nash and Tim Duncan pick and roll would be just as effective, if not more effective, than a Steve Nash and Amari Stoudemire pick and roll. I will die on that hill.
That's fine.
I would take that to my grave.
Once again, the people will probably agree with you because it's Tim Duncan's name versus Amari Stoudemire. Tim Duncan, in that time frame, 06, 07, 08, is not mobile enough offensively to be running the pick and roll that you think he would be running. That Tim Duncan at the time was pretty much exclusively a post hub. That's what he was.
You're saying that in light.
It was dump the ball into Tim Duncan. If he draws a double, we kick out, we play out of it. Or Tim Duncan scoring in isolation. That was their game.
You're saying that in light of the Spurs
athlete that he was in 2001.
I'm not saying he was, but Tim Duncan was still athletic in 06.
Wouldn't be as effective.
In 06?
In my opinion. Yes. In 06, 07, 08. That's why the pick and roll wouldn't be as effective, in my opinion. But when people hear the name Tim Duncan, it's like Tim Duncan's better than Maury. Tim
Duncan was still a superior athlete in 06. Kevin Garnett was a superior athlete in 06.
Yeah, that's not what we're talking about, though.
The superiorist?
Maybe that's the superiorist. I'm not saying yes, but this is what I'm saying though. It's just because Amari's out jumping them and is faster than them, and I know they have that fast-paced offense. Cool. What Tim Duncan and Kevin Garnett and guys like Chris Bosh would have been able to provide, and even a guy like Carlos Boozer would have been able to provide you in that offense as well. I'm telling you, I damn near think that the Suns would have took the pick and roll to another level.
I think they would have been a better team because you have Tim Duncan anchoring a defense.
I'm not even talking about the defense. I'm just talking about offense. I'm strictly talking about offense.
What made the Suns so dangerous, and this is it comes back to analytics. Layups are worth more than mid-range jumpers. Amari Stoudemire was a free layup in a pick and roll. That's what he was. You feed him in the pocket, he's still able to get to the rim in one dribble. He gets all the way behind his defender. That's a lob. That's an interior pass. That's what he was. He was free layups. So the Suns were generating layups at a clip that no other team could match. You put Tim Duncan in that pick and roll. You put KG in that pick and roll. They're great players. They offer different utility. They're better post-up players than Amari Stoudemire was at that time. They're better jump shooters than Amari Stoudemire was at that time. So you can pick and pop with KG and Tim Duncan. They can make that jump shot. KG can make it at like a 44, 45% clip. Tim Duncan can make it at like a 41% clip. That's great. It's more extra utility. But what made the Suns so dangerous was how many layups they created. You remove half of those layups for mid-range jumpers, it's not the same. It's less efficient offense. The reason they were so great is because their offense was so great. And the reason their offense was so great is because they took the most threes in the league and generated the most layups in the league. You're replacing those layups with mid-range jumpers now. Their offense is less efficient.
So, but now you're being nasty, Mars, because you're acting like Kevin Garnett, Tim Duncan, Carlos Boozer did not get layups. And you're acting like next to Steve Nash.
He's saying that they're getting layups. They're not getting as many layups.
They would have got more layups with Steve Nash. That's the point I'm trying to make. Steve Nash gets Tim Duncan more layups than Tony Parker. Steve Nash gets Kevin Garnett more layups, dunks, lobs, everything than anybody who was over there, includes Stephon Marbury. Matter of fact, take all the point guards that Kevin Garnett had, combine them into one point guard. Steve Nash gets some more layups than any of those guys.
The reason why they were getting the layups that they were getting from Stoudemire because Steve Nash can get to the rim. The point Mars is making is that Tim Duncan doesn't go to the rim as much. That's the problem.
He would have, and the point I'm making is he would have more with Steve Nash.
He would have played more in the pick and pop. That's the idea. And that's what
this is the most simple way I can explain it. And I know this isn't the be-all end-all because one played with Steve Nash and the other one played with Tony Parker. Amari Stoudemire 46% of his shots in 05 were from 0 to 3 feet. 07, 53. 08, 45. You compare that to Tim Duncan in the same time frame. You've got in 05, you've got 29%. In 06, 32%. And then 07, 40%. It's nowhere close to the amount of layups that Amari Stoudemire is getting. And then you would say, well, he would get more with Steve Nash. I would then argue that he would probably get a few more, but the overwhelming volume would still be mid-range jumpers because Tim Duncan's offense at that point was operating out of the mid-range. That's just what he was. He was slower. He was less athletic. He was less nimble. His volume of layups was just going down. And then you factor in he doesn't have as wide of a catch radius as Amari Stoudemire. The bailouts that Ox was alluding to is extremely valuable. Having someone who you can throw it anywhere. That's what Sean Marion was also great at. You could throw it anywhere near the rim. They're going to catch it. They're going to finish it. Tim Duncan wasn't that same level of athlete. So yes, the athleticism matters.
And you can't.
Amari Stoudemire was
I'm not arguing that, but you don't have to be able to jump out the gym to be good at the pick and roll. I understand. I understand it adds a whole nother element to it when I can come in similar to Chris Paul with DeAndre and what's his name, Lob City. Bro, I'm taking 2 dribbles off the pick and roll and I'm just throwing it up there, and one of them is going to get it. I understand that. I've run pick and roll enough to know that when you have that, it adds another level to it.
That's what I said earlier, Ron. That's why I'm confused why you giving pushback to this.
I don't understand why you're not understanding that Tim Duncan and Kevin Garnett, even if it was a pop, they would have been just as effective in that offense and in that pick and roll.
Wait. That's where you lost me, though, Ron. That's where you lost me right there. Because when you brought up Tim Duncan, I said you have to take Nash to San Antonio, not Tim to Phoenix. I don't think Tim in Phoenix works as well. I think KG in Phoenix, you got me right there.
Do you guys remember the workhorse Tim Duncan was? Tim Duncan was getting up and down that floor. Tim Duncan was running the floor.
Yes. At the pace that they were playing in Phoenix, Ron, that's where you lost me. On top of that, I just want to remind you, because I said it once before, but I don't know if you heard me. Amari averaged 21-9 with Stephon Marbury. So, I just want to remind you about
27th in pacing or something.
That doesn't take away from the fact that he gets up the floor.
I can't bring up a full Spurs game and tell you and show you that Tim Duncan is not running the floor like you think.
Tim Duncan 100% doesn't get as much credit for being the athlete he was and running the floor.
Yes, he does. I agree.
Did you just hear what Mars just said?
When he entered the league, young Tim Duncan, I spoke about his athleticism. Once we get past 05, when he was dealing with the knee injuries and the plantar fasciitis and stuff,
Tim Duncan was moving in 06. 06, 07, 08, 09, Tim Duncan was moving.
Yeah, but nothing like Amari and nothing like he was.
It wasn't, but once again, it doesn't have to be Amari.
No, I'm saying, but Tim Duncan was moving nothing like he was in 03 or nothing like Amari was at that time. And that's all, to Mars's point. What I'm trying to say is, in that specific offense, I don't think he's as potent as Amari Stoudemire. Now, if you put Steve Nash in San Antonio, there's nothing I can say. There's nothing I can say about that. I'm talking about Mike D'Antoni's offense in 2007. I don't think Tim Duncan is anywhere near as potent as Amari Stoudemire was. That's
quick side note.
What's up,
Miles? Was that a brick?
Huh?
Was that a brick?
Yes.
I just want to.
And it's crazy. I've been shooting that like every day. You asked me the one day I missed. I ain't missed it like a week and a half. I swear. I missed it like a week and a half. I was on a great streak, and then I'm
you was looking at the rim like, I can't believe that didn't go in. Like, what's going on?
Because I've been making them.
Like, wait a minute, how did that not go in?
Mars, you been working on that jump shot?
We'll see. PC weekend. We'll see.
Bet.
Might be injured. We don't know, but
I'm injured.
All right, y'all.
Achilles kicking me.
I'm gonna dive back into the Hall of Fame list right quick, and I'm gonna just mention some guys, and you guys give me yes or no answers whether you think they could get in.
Okay, all
right.
No, just kidding.
Joel Embiid.
No, yes. Hell no, I wasn't even kidding. No,
hell nah.
No.
We're not debating this, but cool.
We're really not.
We ain't got to debate it.
I'm not about to do this today. I'm just not.
It's not up for debate. No.
Facts. Yeah, it's not up for debate. Facts.
All right.
Yes.
Rajon Rondo.
Yes.
Might not be first ballot.
Wait on you, Mars. Yes. Yes.
We got two guys that have 50% chance right now.
What was Rajon Rondo's percentage chance? What's Rajon Rondo?
Rajon is 60%. Joel Embiid is 66%.
When you win a championship with the Celtics and the Lakers, get a boost. You get a boost.
That man ain't better than that Joel Embiid. I ain't doing this one.
No, he is not.
He's had a better career.
Blake Griffin
Damn
at
prospect.
54%.
No,
I don't know about Blake.
I don't think Blake will make it.
I don't think so.
I don't know Blake's resume.
So
I don't know about Blake.
I think
Blake,
if I'm
6-time
not
All-Star, 5-time All-NBA.
I think he was College Player of the Year. I think he was Player of the Year.
He was. He was.
Yes,
He was.
He also has a top 3 MVP finish, so that helps.
Yes, that was in
Blake
2013.
Blake carried his brother in college.
I don't think he gets in as a first ballot.
Taylor was good in college.
Yeah,
Taylor was good in college.
Blake carried his brother in college.
He didn't carry his brother. Taylor was good in college, bro.
Yes,
Every
Ron.
job.
I don't think he's a first ballot, Ron, but yes.
Hey, yo, Ox, another guy that would have been able to do that same thing as that Amari Stoudemire did.
Yeah, but Blake wasn't in the league at that time.
I know he wasn't. I'm just saying.
And also, Blake
transported him to that time,
Amari played the 5. I don't know if Blake could play the 5.
he would have played the.
Maybe
Bro,
a few
Amari was so much better than Blake Griffin, bro.
I don't know about that, Ox. I don't know. Hey, Blake came in with Eric Bledsoe as his point guard. He averaged 22 and 12 without Chris Paul. I don't know.
He did average 22 and 12 without Chris Paul.
And Vinny Del Negro as his coach.
Can you imagine that Amari Stoudemire running around with Chris Paul?
Right. Like there was a point in time of Blake. There was a time of Blake there was a time when Blake had absolutely zero block work. Absolutely zero block work.
Yeah, that came along later. That came along. Once you got to like 2014, you could see his post game developing.
Blake was good as the motherfucker in Detroit, though. Boy, I mean, he used to be taking it to the.
That's my favorite Blake, 2019. That's my
he
favorite
was good as the motherfucker.
Blake surprised me. He changed his game completely, and that surprised me.
And then him playing on that knee injury in the playoffs, that's what ruined his career. He wasn't the same since. He should have never.
Yeah, bro, he was taking it to
no shot beating the Bucks. He should have never played.
He taking it to their ass, boy. I'm like,
you heard that story that I was talking about?
To answer your question.
When Coach put him back in, it was Baron Davis was telling that story when Coach put him back in the preseason. That's how you hurt his knee that one year.
Damn.
I didn't hear that story. No, I didn't hear that story.
Yeah, all right, Blake could still be in the league if he didn't play that series. But
so right now we're at DeMar DeRozan. We talked about him a little bit, but you guys believe DeMar will get in?
Yes.
Debo's coming.
I think he'll make it. I think he'll make it.
All right, now we're getting to a guy that I'm 100% sure he's going to make it, but as of right now, his odds are low just because he's still young in his career. But we got Luka at 44%.
Yeah, he's gonna make it.
Yeah,
he'd make it today.
If Luka retired today, yes, he would be a Hall of Famer.
Because EuroLeague,
that's a EuroLeague MVP. That's a EuroLeague champion, EuroLeague Final Four MVP, 5-time All NBA first team.
And he did at 17. He did at 17. 17,
yeah, like
16.
he'd make the Hall of Fame easy.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely
Jason Tatum at 34%.
He'd make the Hall of Fame too.
Yeah.
If he retired today,
he's going to make the Hall of Fame, and he probably would make it if he retired today.
Yes, he might not be. If he retired today, he might not be a first ballot, but he'd be a Hall of Famer.
I guess so.
In 7 seasons?
If he retired today,
Hall of Famer,
I mean, four-time All NBA, 5-time All Star.
So if he retired at the end of the season, he'd be a 5-time All Pro, He'd be a 5-time All Pro, 5-time first team All Pro. Would he be a 7-time All Star?
Well, he might not play 75 games. We don't know. He might not play 75 games. Let's slow down.
He's on pace to be an All Pro.
More than likely he will be. More than likely
he's on pace. And when I think he wasn't very good. He was good at Duke, but they weren't very good. He only played one season. I think it would largely be because of his NBA career. I don't think he'd be a first ballot Hall of Famer, but I do think that if he quit today, he'd be a Hall of Famer.
Yeah, you need 4 All NBA first teams. I'm pretty sure that probably would get you on the first ballot. I
got 3 more guys. Well, 4 more guys. One guy, John Wall, with 32%.
Man, I love John Wall so much.
Hell no.
I love John Wall so much, but man, they just didn't bet. Man, John Wall got a hell of a career though. Look at his totals. Like, not very many point guards in NBA history average his numbers.
Yeah, he was like 17 and 10 for a little minute.
Yeah,
20 and 10.
That's where he was 20 and 10.
My fault. Yeah. I don't know John Wall's numbers off the top of my head. I'll give him
20 and 10.
Yeah.
Y'all know I love John Wall, but I don't.
Man, bro, it's because his last couple of years. But man, John Wall, not a lot of point guards average what he averaged. Facts.
What was his peak season? Was it 2017?
Yeah, 17. Yeah,
17.
I want to say when he averaged 22. We have 22.
Something like that.
No,
he led in assists that year, right?
The Celtics in the second round that year.
And Ron don't want to talk about the fact that the head coach of the Celtics bust his ass in the tournament. I just want to put that out there.
Bro, no. Yeah, 2017, March 23 and 10.
I just want to put that out there.
Oh yeah, Joe Mazzulla against Kentucky.
Yes, sir.
23 and 10, Mars. That his peak year.
Yeah, that John Moon, he was one of the best point guards in the league that year.
All right, I got 3 bigs for you guys, and this is gonna be where we're gonna end it right here. I'm gonna say their percentages, and you guys let me know 1, 2, 3. The order it should be for them to get into the Hall of Fame. We got Rudy Gobert at 28%. We got Karl Anthony Towns at 26%. And then we have Al Horford at 23%. Who should get into the Hall of Fame first?
Rudy Gobert would be first.
Yep. Towns would be second, and Horford would never make it.
Al Horford is 100% a Hall of Famer.
Not making it.
You got to remember Florida.
I do remember it not making it though. From the NBA,
if you want from some of the players that you said should make it, and to not say Al Horford,
I'm not gonna lie.
I want to know how.
Right now, Al Horford's resume better than Cat's. Right now.
Oh, for sure.
Today.
Oh,
today.
That's not even the conversation. That's not even the conversation, Mars. I want to know how Rudy Gobert is in the 20s and Paul George is in 97.
I might on that.
I could.
Somebody help me.
I was curious.
Why do they hate Rudy Gobert so much?
I don't know why they hate Rudy like that.
I was curious because I didn't know how they calculated this Basketball Reference Hall of Fame probability. The factors are NBA championships, how many times you ranked on the NBA leaderboards in a stat category. So, like, if you were top 10 in points for that season,
like rebounds and blocks,
assists, steals, blocks, all of those things. If you ranked somewhere high in that category, you get extra points. Then is what was your peak in win shares for a season? So that's how they measure how good you were at your best, your peak in win shares, how many All-Star games you made, and then the one that confused me the most, your height.
All-Star games? Not all
yes,
NBA.
Your height?
All-Star games. Yes, your height is one of the values.
Y'all can't tell me that. Y'all can't tell me Paul George is a lock and Rudy's not. I'm just saying.
I think Rudy's gonna make you've been 4 DPOIs. I think you're gonna make it. But that's what they measure. They measure your height, how many chips you won, how many times you ranked on the NBA leaderboards in any of the categories: points, rebounds, assists, steals, blocks, and minutes played. Then it measures your peak in win shares. And then it has your All-Star game selections. Those are the measures. So
how did it take Dennis Johnson so long to get in the Hall of Fame then, if that's the case?
I'd assume he doesn't have many peak win shares.
It's his height.
But let's see what Dennis Johnson's peak in win shares is, and then we'll see if that's the reason. So he's 6'4", as we know. He's 6'4", as we know. His peak in win shares. Let's see. In a season, the best he did in win shares, 8.4. I don't know if that's good or not. If I'm being honest, I genuinely don't know if that's good. 8.4 win shares. He has how many champions does he have? 3?
3 of them.
Yeah, 3. And then you'd have to look at like where he ranks on leaderboards in certain seasons and stuff, which I can't bother to look up.
He was in the finals.
But that's how they measure it. So if you're interested in how Basketball Reference measures their Hall of Fame tracker, those are the criteria. And then there's coefficients for all of them, but that's the criteria. Very interesting.
All right, y'all. Just want to let you know that this show is not only brought to you by Greater Than Host Pick of the Day, but it's brought to you by PrizePicks, where you can play $5 and instantly get $50.
Why me? Why me?
Somebody in the chat wanted me to put you on the big screen. Their first name starts with a V, last name starts with a G. But shout out to everybody that's in the chat.
Shout out to Vision Gang. Shout out to Vision Gang.
Salute to everybody in here. And also, shout out to the brotherhood.
No.
What's
Ron, don't do that. Don't do that.
You got to give the people what they want.
No,
yeah, we got to shout out Vision Gang.
I didn't see that. I didn't see that in the chat. That's all I'm saying. I didn't see nothing about that.
You got to join the Telegram group chat. Vision Gang is in the Telegram group chat. And
I ain't in there. I ain't going to go in there. That's cool.
Vision been asking about you joining. You want me to?
No, I got enough Telegram group chats on me, so it's cool.
All right, cool. No doubt. Well, yeah. All right. We didn't answer the last part of Jake Takashi's super chat. He said, "Would you rather Jimmy Butler pair up with Ja Morant and the Grizzlies, or the Bucks with Giannis and Dame?"
Neither of them, if I'm being honest. I don't want Jimmy Butler next to none of my kids. I don't. I've seen that movie.
The Bucks ain't got kids; they got grown men.
Yeah, but he also, I mean, there might be a little bit of animosity there after what he did to Drew.
I don't know if it's enough court spacing. I don't know if it's enough court spacing with the Bucks and Jimmy Butler over there.
Well, Drew in Boston now, so he should be. Giannis not gonna be mad at him, I don't think. But I'd rather see him in Memphis, if I'm being honest.
Jimmy, come home. Come home. Come to Milwaukee.
No, come to Houston. We need some more tokens. We need more Min Thompson slams going throughout Houston.
Masinko said, "Ron, it's my 28th birthday. Happy birthday, Masinko." He said, "Today, all I ask from you is to finally give us the full Harden story." Thing about it, Masinko, is I can't tell the story due to the NDA. I can't tell the story, I think, till March 2026. I mean, 2028. I'm sorry. So,
what kind of NDA is that?
There's not one. Jordan, just so you know, we haven't gotten the story. So until we get the story, ain't nobody get the story.
NDA.
That means you can trust Ron with the NDAs. Hey, shout out them parties that had them the NDAs. You can trust Ron.
It was a great boat party.
You can trust Ron.
And no, he wasn't there. The guy that you guys is thinking of, he wasn't there. But it was a great boat party.
How you know who was thinking of?
Yeah, because I was thinking about the Philadelphia 76 owner. What's his name?
Daryl Morey.
No, not Daryl Morey, the owner. Well, he's no longer the owner.
He's not. I know who you're talking about.
The all-white party guy.
Yeah. But he wasn't there either. And neither was everybody else that be at them all-white parties. But once again, it was a good boat party. But anyways, Fit Jones. I'm sorry, Masinko. Maybe in 2028 I can give you that story. But happy birthday. Fit Jones said, Everyone mad when you get off topic, but if y'all come on here, covered the games, and did a list or draft and kept it pushing, this show would be trash. Dub panel, dub guest, dub host, L. Paul George.
I do think our random side topics that just come from somewhere completely different are probably our best topics, if I'm being honest.
Yeah.
And then just be trying to get us back on track and just
it's kind of like somebody getting swung on. Next thing you know, it's a fight, and that fight is the best.
Like we talking about 2021 Kawhi versus Bron. Like he want us to talk about John Wall's Hall of Fame chances. Like, come on, man.
That was a good pit stop, though. I give you that. That was a good pit stop. The Indiana talking about whether Paul George was a good option. That was a good pit stop.
Shout out to that Indiana team. Very underrated team.
Nah, for real.
I think that's the best team Bron played in the East in that stretch.
No.
Bulls?
I think that's the best team.
I think that Atlanta team in 15.
Bron played in the East.
Those two teams, they never played against each other, huh? That like iteration of the Bulls. Well, no. Yeah, they never played against each other. That
the
iteration
Bulls and the Pacers played in 2011.
But they were still, the Pacers weren't.
That was the young, that wasn't the Pacers. No, but yeah, that's the best team I think that Bron played, which some will say that means the East was weak, but yeah.
That was a good Pacer team, though. It was a damn good Pacer team.
Jalen has been a member for 12 months. Jalen said, "My Pistons are rolling. Vote Cade for All-Star."
Jalen, Detroit doesn't suck. That's all I got to say about Detroit. They do not suck. They don't.
Hey,
I watched the
game.
They don't suck.
I made one of those takes about that early in the year, man. Remember y'all was telling me that Tobias Harris wasn't going to help them?
You did say that, Jordan.
Y'all crazy about Tobias. That's all I'm saying.
Yes,
said the bigger staff. Hey.
I'm still not giving Tobias much credit, but what I will say is the Pistons have won 7 of their last 8 games. They're on a 4-game winning streak, and they're 8-2 in their last 10, and they're finally 500 right now, which is in the East. They're the 7th seed. Hey, shout out Detroit. Moving on up.
Shout out to the D. What up, though?
Uno Sold became a member today. Shout out to Uno. Mike sent through a member's chat. Y'all know Mike. Y'all know Mike. Types in all caps. Bully in the chat. You know Mike. He said Trey is an average LA Fitness bum. I've seen better.
Trey tough.
Damn, Trey ain't here to defend himself.
Marlon Dews became a member today. Shout out to Marlon.
Word.
Antoine El Host Ron said, should the Mavs just tank the rest of the season? ? Gafford just went out with the ankle sprain, and their offense and defense are bad without Luka.
Luka,
So-
he said
so-
both Luka and Kyrie.
So you figure,
They'll
so
be
you lose Luka for as long as you're gonna lose him for. Irv's got a bulging disc, so he'll be reevaluated in 2 weeks. This whole ankle injury, this ankle injury, man, this team is decimated. I don't know, and especially in the Western Conference.
That doesn't mean you tank. Like right now, they're still in and around the like 4 seeds ish. Like they're probably going to drop a few spots. But like when you look at the teams that are currently in the play-in, like beyond the Clippers, like respectfully, it's the Warriors, the Timberwolves, and the Spurs. Like they can stay above those teams. They all suck.
We better
Relative to like
we better than them.
They're about to suck though for the next 10 games without Kyrie.
That's fine, and the Warriors are going to win like 3 games in their next 10. Like the Warriors are not good. The Timberwolves might go on a little run. That's cool, and the Spurs are going to hover around 500 for a while. As long as Dallas can stay within the play-in, which they probably will do. I don't know what the Kings got going on. Phoenix needs to trade Bradley Beal as soon as possible. But like, as long as they stay in and around the playoff race, when Luka and Kyrie come back, they'll be fine. Like,
Mars, you do know they're on a 5-game losing streak right now, right?
Who, the Suns or the Mavs?
No, the Mavs.
Yeah, I know they haven't won in a little while. Yeah,
3-7 in the last 10. I'm just saying, I don't think that they're just gonna fall all the way off, but it's gonna be a rough.
They're gonna go through. They're gonna go through a rough patch. They might even drop down out the play-in, but it doesn't mean you tank the season. Because whenever Luka comes back, whenever Kyrie comes back, you're gonna be right back in the hunt, and all you need to do is be in the playoffs.
Yeah,
and once you're in the playoffs, you guys can match up with anyone.
It's like the same thing we said about Embiid. Remember when everybody, or about the Sixers? Remember when everybody was saying, "Oh, the Sixers are doomed," and we were just like, "All they got to do is get in the play-in, and they're a problem for anybody."
Issue is they're still like 2 games out the play-in right now, but
we
ain't even spoke about what Paul George been doing in Philly. So.
Yeah, well, shout out to them Hall of Fame odds. But moving along, Jamal Williams said, I sent some super chats hyping up Bam earlier this season, saying he'll get it together. Can I please have my money back? Mr. Shaq and Mr. Dave, please.
Believing in that Bam Adebayo offense is crazy.
Hey, not facing the league, Bam, Mars. Not facing the league, Bam.
Superman Real said, Ox, you were right about Sabonis. He was clutch on both ends in the game. Also, I got to start putting more respect on Scotty Barnes. He played good D yesterday.
Ooh, without peeing here? Without peeing here?
I mean, if Penn was here, we wouldn't even have got into the Hall of Fame once. He would have been saying, put Scotty in the Hall of Fame right now. Like, sure would have been derailed.
I have come to the realization, and I am saying it wrong. I was wrong about Bam.
I'm glad you said that. Now we just need Swiper to come along and admit that he said what he said. He denied it last time. He denied the allegations, but I got the receipts.
Shout out to Bam having the worst season of his prime by a substantial margin. Shout out to Bam.
Yeah, I got the surveillance on Swiper.
Drink more water, said Ace. I'm assuming he's talking about Ace Bailey. Ace Bailey didn't play well last night, but he's going to be he's going to be 10 times the pro versus him in college right now. So much defensive potential with his size and length.
Ace Bailey's going to be interesting because the advanced stats hate him. So the advanced stat people are going to be like, Ace Bailey's not going to be good, blah, blah, blah. But like the heavy eye test, like people, like the aesthetic people think Ace Bailey's going to be great. So if he pans out, the eye test people are going to feel vindicated. And if he doesn't pan out, the advanced stat people are going to feel very vindicated. So like, it's going to be interesting to see what happens with Ace Bailey because one demographic is going to be pushing agendas with Ace Bailey as their proof that they're right. And that's what's going to be funny.
Y'all remember that text I sent y'all the other day, right? About Ace Bailey?
When he had like 30 or something?
Yeah, he had 36. I believe Ace Bailey.
Text, I thought it was 39.
Because you don't want to join the Telegram group chat. That's why. So either you could get text like that and maybe some other text from Vision Gang, or you can just stay out the group chat.
You know, he's not going to stop, Jordan, just so you know he's not going to stop.
Yeah, it's cool. It's cool. Let's move on. Let's move on. Let's move on.
But I believe Ace Bailey is going to be a number 1 option in the league for a very long time. I believe he's going to be one of the best scorers in the league for a very long time. And I believe that he's going to be a franchise cornerstone. I think he's that good on the offensive end, and he's better defensively than I thought he was. Like Ace Bailey
his defense has been nice in my opinion.
Yeah.
But the advanced stat people are going to be running victory laps if Ace Bailey doesn't pan out. I'm just putting out that they're going to be running victory laps.
I'm not a big fan of his shot selection, but he makes them. So it's like you shoot dumb shots, but you be hitting them. So it's like,
are they dumb if they go in?
I had a coach tell me.
Does Steph Curry shoot dumb shots?
Yes.
Yeah,
but some people that are, if you're a dumb shot maker, then
you're a dumb shot taker.
You great. Superman Real said, "Congrats, Trey." Which
you've read this one.
Yeah.
Shout out Superman Real. Classic said a Rudy Gobert / Jimmy Butler trade would be great for both teams.
Not really.
How is that? How is that?
Julius Randle and Julius Randle and Jimmy Butler.
Bam and Rudy Gobert.
I like it. I like it.
No,
Bam throwing oops to Rudy Gobert.
No, thank you.
And now Miami has the best defense in the league.
Any trade that gets Julius Randle off the Timberwolves is a good trade.
Rock out Deuce said, "Don't bring Jimmy's ass to Memphis. He too damn expensive and old."
I mean, you'd only have him for half the season.
Half the season, yeah. Because he's going to decline.
If you do, you can re-sign him on a cheap deal if he's down.
Considering what you're going to have to give up for him, that's the problem.
You don't have to give up much. You give up Marcus Smart. You give up like Luke Kennard and whatever makes some salary work. Like you don't have to give up anything substantial. You don't have to give up a Desmond Bain.
And if you do, Jimmy Butler helped him. Jimmy Butler helps them definitely in the long run.
Exactly. He helped him in the short term, and if he wants to stay long term, he still can be useful in a smaller role down the line.
There you go. Yeah, I think that would be a good trade for Memphis.
I agree.
Fint Jones said the Michael Jordan of Killian Hayes is nasty work, Ron. Take that back.
I mean, someone got to be the Michael Jordan of Killian Hayes.
I'm going to take it a step further. Somebody got to be the Michael Jordan. Somebody got to be the Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Somebody got to be the Shaq. Somebody got to be the Diesel. You know, somebody got to be the Magic. And somebody got to be the Killian Hayes of Killian Hayes.
Definitely wouldn't want to be the Magic, but sure.
Marlon Dews said, rank these 10 players based on scoring. Kobe, MJ, KD, Wilt, Alex English, Larry Bird, Jerry West, Carmelo, Bernard King, and Tracy McGrady. Love the show, fellas.
That's like a topic, actually.
MJ 1, KD 2, Kobe 3, Wilt 4. No, Jerry West 4, Wilt 5, Larry Bird 6,
T-Mac 7.
T-Mac 7.
Gotta
Carmelo 8.
Oh, Bernard King. I'm gonna have to sneak up Bernard King.
Alex English 10.
I might have to sneak up Bernard King.
How far would you put him?
I wanted to put Bernard King at like 7.
I like 4.
4?
He wasn't that good of a scorer. No, he wasn't.
Bernard King, I'm not gonna lie. I went back and watched like some. I was watching like I want to say like some 84, 85. Knicks
That's
game.
when he was. That was peak Bernard King right there.
Yeah, 85 Knicks game. Like it was maybe like a few months ago now. Jesus Christ! Like he was getting buckets. I was like, that's okay. My fault.
Yeah,
shout out Bernard.
Boy, towards me, I think he's like 35 a game, something like that.
Yeah,
man, Bernard King was man, and he get that shit right close to the block, that short corner. Right from that short corner, that's your ass.
Everything along the baseline, like
short
everything in the mid range,
like, bro. I'm talking about it's over with.
Yeah, he was getting buckets. I ain't gonna lie.
Vince sent through a members chat. He been here for 10 months. He said all Trey talk about is himself every time he's on.
So,
I
mean, he just got nominated for the Hall of Fame.
Right, that's what we're talking about. So,
shout out Trey. Shout out the Hall of Fame nomination. And shout out everybody that talks about themselves.
Yeah, shout out PC for having a Hall of Fame nominee on too. And not a lot of guys can do that. It's on. Shout out to the guys over at PC. I don't know who them guys are.
Julius Irvin said, "How come no one talked about the great about that great Edwards versus K duel? Nobody watched that game."
I watched that game. Anthony Edwards on the heater from 3. You can still see the Timberwolves suck. That's what I can say. The Timberwolves suck. I actually don't think their defense is that bad. Offensively, it's just bad. Cade is an all-star. I like that JB Bickerstaff is bringing that defensive 3-second thing to the Pistons. I saw Jalen Duren get a defensive 3-second violation. The whole team started cheering. I like that. That was cool. Asar Thompson is great. But I think the Timberwolves got to make a trade. If the Timberwolves want to win, they got to make a trade. But if they're doing what I said I think they were doing, which is they were just throwing the season away, then they can stay with what they got. Because this team
Julius a free agent after this year?
Yeah.
Yes.
So they just playing out his contract.
That's
Well,
why
he's got an option.
he's got a player option.
Yeah, he's got a player option. In his
But I think Julius Randle wants a long-term deal. But if he takes his player option, they're trading him. There's no way they're keeping him for another season.
Yeah. Okay. Can't wait to do a segment where will be a good landing spot for Julius Randle. But
shout out to the Guangdong Dragons.
That's crazy. Marcus FRM 626.
Say that name again, Mars.
The Guangdong Dragons. Is that how you say it? I'll be seeing
Marcus
them on the odds
FRM
for these free agents. Sorry, go ahead.
He said J-Mac almost re-injured Kawhi with that jab. We know jab.
I ain't watched last night's
You didn't see that, Ron? All he did was whoop whoop. All he did was whoop whoop. And it looked
But he
like
couldn't do that to Şengün. He couldn't do that to Şengün.
It looked like Kawhi Leonard was in like you ever see them people with the bats at the
Oh yeah.
He spun around.
Kawhi Leonard. That's what Kawhi Leonard looked
Kawhi
like.
forgot to play defense.
Man, Kawhi sold me last night. He couldn't get 14 points. Fuck that.
He sold us too. He couldn't get 21 points.
The hell? Move on. Couldn't get fucking 4. You gonna lead the game with 8
20K
points
on Kawhi and he couldn't help us.
Yo, 8 points. Get the hell out of here.
Ray Starr said Anthony Edwards said the national media said he fell off. We needed that dude. About to go on a scoring explosion. We back. Can't wait until Julius gone.
Yeah, he been on a little tear recently in terms of what he been putting up. But you can see it's just like it's not how Anthony Edwards should be playing. But it's just like he has not really many other options.
I don't think Julius Randle is a bad player. I don't think Julius Randle is a bad player. I just think it just doesn't work. That's all.
There you go.
I think it doesn't work because he's not that good. But
no, I don't.
We're getting closer to you reaching that conclusion. Like we're getting closer, so we'll take it.
Bashir Ali said 2016 Thunder versus 2018 Rockets in a 7-game series. Who we rocking with?
Rockets in 6.
They stretched the floor. The way Rockets stretched the
crazy.
Thunder sweep.
They gave up a 3-1 lead.
That 16 Thunder team is so flawed. The fact that they made it to the conference finals is a testament to like how talented Russ, KD, and Serge to a lesser extent really were. Like that team was so flawed. I've gone back and watched like that 2016 OKC team. They had no business beating the Spurs. Like they really shouldn't have beat the Spurs.
They beat them on youth and athleticism. That's the only reason why they beat
that team. That team was.
They sped the game up. They played faster, and they basically ran San Antonio out the building. That was
well, they were supposed to be in the championship.
I mean, damn near they were up 3-1, yeah. And if they would have made it to the finals, that would have been a crazy.
If a top 15 player all time could make a jumper, maybe they would be in the championship. Maybe my man Russell have a ring, but that's a story for another day.
You're gonna be mad at KD not making jumpers?
Yes,
the Russell Westbrook fan.
That's what we do.
Hey, no. Russell Westbrook played good that series. KD was the one on some bullshit sometimes.
Keep going.
Yeah, they realized they ain't have to guard Andre Roberson. Now all of a sudden, KD getting doubled on the catch.
Man, KD was on some bullshit after that, man. That's all I'm saying.
AKA Leroy said Clippers went to the Western Conference Finals in 21. How did they choke?
I think she was talking about 2020 when they blew 3-1 leads.
Yeah.
Speaking of 2021, Mo sent through a super chat. He said 2021 Harden is greater than 2021 Kawhi. Respectfully,
Harden was on some that year. He was hooping, and then obviously got hurt. Kind of derailed the Nets' chances, but he was hooping.
Too much sauce. Said, was Tony Allen a better defender than Kawhi?
Hell no.
Hell no, it might be a little crazy, but
hell no.
Hell no.
No, he wasn't.
Let's just go with no. Let's just go with no.
Tony was a dog. Tony was
a
dog.
That Kobe Bryant effect is something else, boy. I tell you.
Nah, that first team all defense is something else. That shit get you on first team. Ask Pat Bell.
So I guess Eric Bledsoe was as good as Kawhi Leonard too, huh? We doing that?
No, but he was a good defender though. Eric Bledsoe
he was first team all
defense.
defense.
He was a good defender.
Yeah.
He wasn't bad than Kawhi.
Malik Williams sent through the super chat. He said, it's all NBA, not all pro team. Chill. That's NFL. LOL.
I prefer chill saying all pro. I'm used to it at this point.
Kareem NYK 2001 said, Mars, you lucky Ox saved you. I'm retiring from hate.
Ox asked him why he's hating on me in the comments yesterday, and he replied that I don't even know. I'm just used to it at this point.
Kareem, keep going.
Like Mars. That's why.
Yeah, he continue to be great.
He said he used to have reasons he can't remember him, so now he's just doing it for the love of the game.
And
Kareem, keep being great in the comments section.
Keep
whether
doing
it's
it,
loving or
I'm
hating, whatever it is.
I'm here for it. Yeah, I'm here for it. probably
Kareem,
said some dumb stuff today, so you could just use that as your new fuel.
if you need someone to hate on, just hate on me, but keep going in the comment section.
Nah, you're an easy target.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm the easiest target, Mars. I'm clearly the easiest.
No, but you're a valid target. That's the difference.
Pin might be the easiest target too, though. Mo said, "What makes someone a Hall of Famer?" We went into all of that, and in case you missed it, rewind the episode from the very first second and just watch it.
And like the video. And like the video.
Facts.
So
Styles Blackman said, "Has Conley had a better career than Kevin Johnson?"
Nope. Hell no. Now that's a hell no.
That's closer than Tony Allen and Kawhi.
No.
But it's still a hell no. But that's closer than Tony Allen and Kawhi.
Shout out Styles Blackman. And last but not least, Nate sent through the super chat. Shout out the Street Hoops avatar. That game was golden. I know y'all remember NBA Street, but Street Hoops was very underrated at that time. He said, would someone like Bob Cousy make it?
Bob Cousy would be in the Hall of Fame.
Hey, Street Hoops was kind of legendary. I ain't gonna lie. Just like N1, all the N1 games. Oh my God, but with that Masterpiece soundtrack, shit. Oh man.
It ain't better than Swerve in that corner. Whoa. All right, y'all. We gonna be back tomorrow with a couple different guests, but it's going to be an amazing episode. Until then, chill. Don't you tell the people something on the way out?
Put on a suit, drink water, don't drink and drive. Hey man, call your mother. When last time you talked to your mother? Call your mother.
For real.
Talk to you soon, guys. But until then, take it light. Take it.
Merry Christmas.
It's been a while.